Role reversal. Alice is down there. Where's my hand? There we go. There's Alice. How's it going, everybody? I'm Tim. I'm usually the fearless sidekick for Judge Brendan, but as you can tell, Judge Brendan will be playing today, and I will be running a game. So welcome, thanks everyone for tuning in. Yeah, we'll get going. We'll introduce you all of our players and what characters they're playing, and we'll get right to it. So Brendan, do you want to start off?
I absolutely will. And hey, thank you for taking over for today. This is so exciting. I don't get to play it anywhere near enough. I certainly don't get to play anywhere near enough in your game. So I'm really stoked for today. So today I will be playing Twain. Twain is thief is a general outlet. He's really a woodsy, outdoorsy, scouty, out in front guy. I'm good with traps and that kind of thing. And I'm a great guy to have out in the wilderness.
Sweet. All right, Chase, how about you?
See, I am playing Jusha, the wizard, in search of esoteric secrets across the land, and I have, fallen in with all these sturdy meat shields who I explore various locations with, and I guess we're friends too.
All right, Mark and Sam.
I'm playing Father Dan Thrax, who likes his metal hard and fast, and he also likes to collect trinkets for his temple, and he has a very good kind of business relationship with Twain, who is very good at kind of procuring, shall we say, items like that, and great friends with all the rest of the group. We've been adventuring for a while.
Well, my name is Donald V, and well, he's had a family who's been on lots of adventures, but we'll just not talk about them. He's a dwarf, so he likes caves. So
Nice.
Good. And last but not least, Anthony.
I'm Ragu, the warrior. I'm happy to be part of this group because it allows me to get my hands on lots of cash to buy shiny and sharp objects. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Very nice. All right, so you as a group have been traveling and adventuring together for, since you can remember, like pretty much since the start, right? Of you taking on this adventuring lifestyle. You've had friends come and go. Some have perished inside ancient ruins, but for the most part, you're the core of the group. You were hired by a king in the Eastern Kingdoms to find a ne'er-do-well kind of roguish guy that goes by the name of Gellick. Gellick had stolen something from the king, and the king wanted this stuff back. With dead or alive, with or without Gellick. If you can bring Gellick back, good for you. But he really just wanted his stuff back, which you were able to get, but Gellick did get away. So the two items that you were bringing back to the king, one is like this strange recorder-looking type device. It looks kind of like a mix of a flute and it's definitely not like any instrument you've seen before. And the second thing that the king told you that he wanted back, and that you were not to mess with it, you were to keep it safe, you're not to touch it, you're not to play with it, is a small, almost like one of those glass domes with a small figurine of a dancer, of a woman in like a blue dress. And it does seem to have like a key to wind it at the bottom, but you were told do not touch it.
And if we take it, does it snow?
It does not. It doesn't have anything in it but the small figurine of the woman. He says,
I'm already tempted.
Yeah.
And is it like the size of a regular type of globe?
Yeah, it's about maybe 4 to 6 inches and in height, and it has a nice like kind of like gold and silver inlaid base to it.
Can we roll initiative to see who's going to be the first one of us to actually mess with the thing? We could take turns. We could draw a lot. However y'all want to. No, okay.
So this king is quite wealthy. He has offered you the world. He's actually given you a pretty good advance. And on the way back, there's even more as far as rubies and gems to go, and maybe like even a castle with your your name on it. But the route that you took from the Eastern Lands here, you've been journeying for maybe over a month, right? Looking for Gellick and following his trail. and the path that you took is pretty much closed off now because the winter has come and the snows have blocked that way off, right? So you're traveling a much further southern route to go back to the east. And you've been traveling for several days, and you're tired, and your rations are running out, and you haven't had a real hot meal. And luckily enough, maybe what the fourth day in, on the horizon, you can see chimney smoke, and you catch the aroma of cook fires, and you think you're coming upon a village, right? You're not sure exactly how big, but you can tell that it's more than just a hut from all the fires that you can see.
Outstanding. I'm like, hey, look, friends, look over there. I told you I'd get us someplace safe. Here we are.
Yeah, and just in time, my belly is growling.
And so you've been following Brendan. There's you've caught up to a stream at one point, and it came from a wider river. It's narrowed down to a stream at certain points. It's starting to widen out again, and you can tell that the town is situated right. Pretty much the river cuts straight through it, and there are houses on either side.
Cool.
As you get closer, you can tell it looks like some of the structures are being repaired. It looks like maybe like you can see one side of a house looks like it's collapsed. There are some scaffolding up on some. You can hear hammers. It's getting towards dusk now, so the work is starting to settle down, but they're just finishing up. And as you get within eyesight of the town, you hear a cry of warning. And it appears that they've caught sight of you, and they're nervous about you for some reason. They seem to be on guard. So as soon as that happens, like maybe you're like a half mile away, a group of men they're not warriors, right? They're wielding pitchforks. They're essentially like a bunch of zero levels coming at you guys. And one of them stops and he looks. Stay, come no further. Who goes there?
A man of God. And I bring myself to the front and wave whatever holy device I have and not call the globe. We come in peace, my son.
We don't get many visitors here in Hamlin.
Hamlin.
I'm not surprised. It's fallen down.
And your timing is strange.
Have you had any recent visitors that makes it strange? I'm not being shy about the hint. We're on the trail of somebody. But...
He looks at you all. He sees like the holy symbol. If you stay your weapons in their sheaths, and you seem at least now trustworthy enough, come with us, and we will explain.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Even in our misfortune, no one should say that the town of Hamlin is inhospitable to guests.
They look, you said, like, effectively, like, just dirt farmers, gong farmers, etc., level zeros. They approached us rather aggressively and called us out. Do they, for all intents and purposes, appear to be similar to us in terms of, like, racial features and...
Yep, yeah, they're
okay,
all...
got it.
This town appears to be pretty much primarily human.
Okay, yeah. So we're not like a far off exotic land or anything like this.
No.
Yeah, cool.
No. So they lead you, and as you kind of walked into the beginning of the town down the boulevard, you can tell there seems to be an air of mourning. There's a little bit like people are dressed in kind of like grieving clothes. You can see more and more physical damage to these structures, some worse than others, some just minor cosmetic stuff, but some of that collapsed. And in the center of the town, there's a man which appears to be carving a statue from a rather large tree trunk of... Right now, it's not really discernible because it's like he's only just started, but you think it looks, it has a man's face at least starting. And the guy tells you, he's like, my name is Hamlin. I'll bring you to my stables for now. You can rest there while we discuss.
Sure.
Thank you.
As we wander through, just in case, I'm keeping an eye open for Gellick, just in case,
Yeah.
Good call.
And I'm kind of assessing, maybe the dwarf's a better person to do this, but I'm kind of assessing the damage that seems to have been done to the place. can we determine what kind of damage it? I mean, are there scorch marks or, can we get a rough idea what might have happened?
So, yeah, definitely. Like, it doesn't look there's no fire. Like, doesn't look like any fire. And so you're trying to figure. It looks like it just collapsed, and Donald can tell that it looks like you've seen this before. After like an earthquake.
Okay.
Okay.
Question for you, Tim. Have we seen Gellick previously when we were hunting him earlier? I didn't know if we've ever had visual contact with him, and thus we can recognize him.
Yes, you have.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a pretty famous ne'er-do-well kind of scoundrel from the kingdom that you're from.
So if we see him, we'll know. Yeah.
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 Yep. So Tomlin brings you. He has a small kind of quaint house with a stable, outbuilding stable. He doesn't really have. He's got like a couple of like mules, not a whole lot of pack animals. And he says, "I know it's not much, but it's all we can do for you right now with the calamity that we've befallen."
That's very generous of you.
You look to be capable soldiers. What is your trade?
We are hunters hired by the king to bring in a famous ne'er-do-well who we have been seeking lo these many weeks.
He said, "That's fine."
We are always, however, whatever calamity has happened to this place, is there something we can help with? We have a great and mighty wizard amongst our ranks.
I was trying to keep that mum.
Too late. Talkie. Sorry.
Yes, Ragu, the wizard. Direct your attentions and vehemence towards him.
A wizard, you say?
Yes.
I think perhaps maybe you could help us. We have some belongings amongst the townsfolk that we could pay you with, but like as you look around, we're not a rich community by any means, but we do have trinkets and heirlooms perhaps that could pay your way. Wait here, I'll have my son bring you some stew that we're having for supper, and then we'll sit and we'll talk about this. So he gets you comfortable. A little bit of time passes. If any of you guys want to do anything in between now and like the hour where he comes back,
I'm gonna kind of just scout around outside a little bit, just kind of make sure there's not like anything really obvious. I'm not gonna do a real thorough thing, but walk around one time and just make sure that there's not like standing army waiting for us or something like that.
Nope. Aside from everyone kind of finishing up the day's work, Twain, you see there is right at the sunset a woman dressed in a black kind of more like a grieving kind of funeral dress, heads to what looks to be a new grave, and she puts down some flowers, and she looks a little distraught. The man who is carving the statue's finished, and a little bit more definition has come, and it's definitely what looks to be like a young man's head is starting to take place in this trunk. Other than that, it just seems like everyone is going, back home for the evening.
Okay, I'll pop in and just kind of report that to everybody.
Yeah. I guess, not to lean into it too hard, but it sounds like there was some calamity, and we have seen some kind of just like collapsed structures. Have we felt any tremors in the earth while we were journeying here that would just trying to kind of precognate a little bit about what may have occurred? I expect they'll explain it to us, but
not as of yet. Yeah, you haven't really felt any of that stuff on your way in.
The query being like, does it seem magical? I didn't want to just say roll an intelligence check, but I'm curious if there was some kind of magical calamity.
You haven't seen or felt anything that would lead you in that.
I'm going to go out and be kind of clerical and comfort the grieving widow.
Sure.
And get some information as to exactly who she's lost and how she lost that person.
All right. So she tells you as you walk over, she kind of looks up and you can see, she's got definitely like puffy red cheeks and her eyes are swollen with tears. But she takes comfort in the, your dress and recognize you as a cleric right away. And she starts to open up and tells you that she's at the grave of her son Leofric, and that he was a good boy and brave, and maybe a little too brave. And he was killed a few days ago, and she was just coming to put flowers upon his grave.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how I can ask sensitively how he died. I guess, what fate befell him, madam?
She says, I do not know how to describe them. Men like we've never seen before came from the north and started to attack us. Many of us, from what I heard from the men that went to go defend us, they were standing enraptured and they couldn't fight for some strange reason. They say they heard a song of sorts, and it took all the strength from their limbs. But my Leofric was able to... he was born... He could never hear. He was deaf since birth. And maybe perhaps he could not fall victim to their song. But either way, he charged them and they killed him.
Pray, madam, do you know what type of song these unfortunates heard before they fell under this spell?
Well,
so we need to keep our ears out for it. Like, what kind of music? If we have I won't mention it, but we have a weird flute with us. So this piqued my interest.
She's like, I did not hear it clearly. I was in my bed and I was away from where they came. But it did sound almost like it was very melodic, but like nothing I had ever heard before. It sounded as though it could have been singing.
Anthony has an idea.
See the idea forming, but guys,
Curiouser and curiouser.
So after speaking to her and Tomlin coming back, bringing you some supper, he does verify a little bit what she told you. That he told you he was up that night helping to bring some of the animals back into their pens, when what looked to be, he said, maybe half of a dozen strange men who's never seen. And the fact that they came from the north is strange as well, because he knows there's no towns in that direction. He tells you there's a canyon and some, rumored to be haunted. People stay away from there. But that's the direction in which they came. And he tells you, he said they all had the same face.
I'm sorry?
They got close enough for me to see them, and they all had the same face. But then,
Similar, surely.
like a boy band almost.
no. Have you ever seen when, like brothers who are born of the same mother at the same time, twins? I think they call twins. They look very much like that, but even more like each other than I've ever seen.
Huh.
Were they well built, strong, or were they just?
A little bit.
What did they look like?
A little bit more, I would say, muscular than your average young man, but nothing that was extraordinary.
And they came and attacked the town and then left?
Well, all I know is I was standing there, and as I was going to greet them, one of them started to sing, and I felt my arms go limp, and my feet became heavy, and the last thing I knew was that, and then I woke up looking at the sky.
Oh.
And when I had awoken, three of the young children from town had been taken.
They took the children.
They did.
Gentlemen.
This is why we greeted you as such, because we do not get many visitors here, and in the last few days, we've had an earthquake. The appearance of these strange, identical men and now you.
When did you have the earthquake?
He starts counting on his fingers. The strange men came two nights ago, and it was 3, 4, 5 days before that. So maybe a 7-day ago.
Correct me if I'm wrong, my dwarf friend, but we should have been able to feel. We couldn't have been too far away to feel an earthquake 7 days ago, could we?
So you think it's a possibility, Donald? You think there's just depending on maybe how big of it was or how long it lasted?
Ragu, do you know where you are on any given day? Your penchant for drink leaves me no small wonder you may have slept through it.
I'm not saying I would have felt it, but fine.
We figured Donald would because he's in charge pretty much. So here's that. Well, perhaps these things, gentlemen, I sense both adventure and injustice. This is against the balance, and I don't stand for this. What do you say, gentlemen? Shall we go and look into this town's troubles and see if we can't return with these children?
Here!
Yeah.
We're waiting for the finger movement. Here!
Padre, what say you?
Who's that?
Oh, that means that's Father, yes.
Oh, Father Danthrax.
Father Danthrax.
Yes, I voted for that. Yes, let's get to the bottom of this mystery.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm speaking strangely. Something must have come.
Well, we'll need some. We can do this, but I'll need something first. A couple of candles.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you have a candle maker in the town.
We're all tracking here.
And my temple would be most grateful for the donation.
Yeah, right. Sure. And I just need some for magic. For Ragu, the wizard.
Yes.
So Tomlin thanks you, and he says, "I'll leave you now. I'll go gather these things for you. Sup and rest."
Thank you.
So he takes off. Every once in a while, like one of his children, who was lucky enough to not be taken, peeks in to see, is kind of curious, and then runs away. And then a little while later, just as it gets to be actual nightfall, he comes in he has 4 long, maybe a couple inch wide white candles. He has a small leather bag that he plops down, and you can hear it the kind of jingling of a coin or other kinds of payment. He says, "This is what I was able to gather for you for now, for your help." And then he also puts down, he has some linen wraps, and he tells you that there's bread and cheese, in there for you to bring along on your journey.
Outstanding. What do you say? It's already getting dark and it's winter. First thing in the morning, gentlemen?
Yeah, I would even go so far as to be, I'm not an evil wizard, be so friendly as to offer that he may hold the gold until we've done our preliminary investigation, and as a gesture of goodwill.
Yeah, hang on to it just in case.
Unless Twain.
Losing cash.
I'm like, yeah, that's what we should do.
Here, I'll just slip you a gold from my pouch as I do that, Twain. But yeah, we'll eat up, I think, and wait for morning.
Yeah, and you get a pretty decent night's rest, not being out under the stars, having a little bit of shelter. The morning comes. He tells you that, those of us, no one saw them leave with the children. Anyone that stood against them was rendered helpless. But they did come from that direction. I know that they came from the north, from the direction of the canyon.
Okay, I want to clarify one thing. They didn't kill anybody, it sounds like. Like when we say attack, they came in, they arrived, there were some mysterious circumstances, and children are missing. It's certainly an attack, but no one no one was harmed.
Except for Leofric, who was not.
Right, yes. No one important was harmed. Just, I mean,
His mother was slightly listening. We didn't.
Yeah, it appears that everyone else was rendered unconscious or whatever strange fugue they were put into.
Yeah. Okay.
But since Leofric was able to, like, he actually brought arms against them. He when they came to, he was murdered.
Yeah, understood.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we'll head out there and see if we can't find any tracks that next day. Start heading north towards that canyon.
Yeah, so they tell you the kids that were taken, they were 3 children. There's a young girl and her 2 brothers. Roughly between the ages of like 6 and 12.
I'm gonna, while we're journeying along, Twain, I'm gonna hand you half a candle and crumble it up, and if you warm it in your fingers, it will be pliant, and you can mold it into crevasses if needed. I think you and I had the same idea, and then I'll gesture to Ragu as well. I think Dan Thrax and Donald, you guys have your own candle. Do you get the idea of what we're going for here?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've been doing all of that brittle wax.
Yeah, I've been doing this for weeks, so I didn't hear Donald snoring at night. So I feel like it's, I'm already way ahead of y'all. So
cool.
I already have no hair in my ears at all. I've just, ow, in the morning. So.
All right, and Brennan, you're going to be the lead tracker. Is that how you're guys?
Unless anybody else has any kind of tracking type things, I actually don't know what anyone's backgrounds is, except that no, I know what anyone's background is.
Well, Cooper.
Sam, what's yours?
Well,
he was
your profession.
Well, he's a stoner.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Ragu?
Cheesemaker.
Well, blessed are the cheesemakers. So
tomato farmer.
Tomato, yeah. So I will be out ahead, and I'm gonna make up some like wax earplugs and have them at the ready, but I'm not gonna, like be hello, what? I don't want to just be cute in my ears so I can't hear anything. So I will have them at the ready, but not on person. But yeah, let's go out there and look for tracks and see if we can't see where these miscreants have gotten off to.
All right. So you start heading north. Brendan, go ahead and give me essentially a spell check for you to do, right? You're gonna one of your wheelhouse rolls. Roll your
all right
intelligence, but add your level.
Bet. And should I also we're doing dice?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So here it comes. I got a total of 17.
Nice.
Not a bad start off.
Yeah, so like the tracks are they're several days old, so they're not as fresh as you would hope. But luckily, you think that the whole act of trying to bring children along, there's scuff marks. At one part you can see where they had to stop to go to the bathroom. You're like, oh yeah, that's a little kid poop right there. You're definitely following along.
Old fish crackers.
Yeah.
I have my measuring stick out there. I see. Well, this is clearly no adult did this. All right, yeah, we'll keep heading in that direction.
All right. They told you that it would if it depending on where they were, as far as where they came from, for handrails for your navigation, the canyon itself is a little over a day. So you're gonna have to stay out overnight somewhere out in the wild, and then the next day you should arrive. But that's only if that's as far as they've gone, right? You're hoping too that depending on. They do have a couple of days head start, but they're carrying children, so that might slow them down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going through a canyon, I will say we should keep an eye out for any kind of ambushes from above, or crevasses, or alcoves, or caves, just in case there are figures lurking around. So just I'll keep a particular eye out for the environs.
Cool.
Brendan, you also notice now as you get closer to camp that night, that you start to recognize, like you've pinpointed the tracks that these people have made, the kids, and the thing about these beings that you're tracking, these men that all look alike, they're not wearing boots. They're like, you can see toe prints. They've walked barefoot this entire time, it looks like.
All right, I point that out. That's very unnatural because it's freezing out here. You lose a foot to the frostbite.
Yeah.
And then you start to notice as you get further out, like again towards evening time, other footprints that at first you thought they were the children's, but you realize they're separate and they're all around. But there are other smaller booted prints that are not with the kids. That seem to be somebody else that's out in in the Badlands area.
Gotcha.
But small in size, like potential like a halfling or something like that.
Yeah.
Or hots.
Those tracks were they around about the same time or the different time or?
No, you see more of the smaller ones, and they seem to be of different, fresher and older. So you think that this is something that maybe live in the area.
All right.
Okay, perhaps. Let's keep our eye out for smaller figures as well. Then.
All right, you guys stop. It is nighttime. You're out under the stars. It's cold. How do you want to do your watch?
Do we have tree cover?
Could take turns. How many of us are there? 5 of us.
Yeah. So the area is very plainsy. There's shrubs. There's tall grass. Lots of rocks, but not a whole lot of tree. But you might be able to find one. Who has the best luck?
I've got really bad luck.
Yeah.
12. Yeah.
That's you, buddy.
All right.
Dang. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Make a luck check.
Alrighty. 18 over 12. No trees.
Yeah. So the best you can do is maybe find a patch of like not rocky earth that's like got kind of like scrub grass and plains grass on it. But it's tall enough that if you were to, when you get into it, it would camouflage you from anyone on the horizon.
Yeah, particularly, I guess what I would like to keep an eye out for, if there's any advantageous spot where we could put a camp, where we could have a watch that could be maybe 20, 30 feet away, like a large rock or behind a tree, where somebody could stay on watch and bundle up and watch the fire, but be kind of quiet and hidden off to the side. So if there's anything like that. I suggest that. I suggest that to. Let's see. Donald V. What do you say as our party leader? Where shall our watch go?
Maybe we should have someone staying up in the tree and watching out to make sure no one comes, or one person staying around, like making sure no one enters the camp.
Yes,
good call.
Yeah,
tree watch.
Yeah, so you want up the tree, small legs. Yeah.
All right, so you separate the watch. You hear strange calls because you're out in the middle of this plainsy area where you've never been before, so you're not sure. Maybe you as the hunter Twain, you can identify some of them, but a lot of them are animals that you've never heard these specific cries before. I need everyone to make me a luck check.
Okay. 20 and your luck.
Made it.
So
8.
all right.
9.
Out of everyone who made it, who rolled the highest?
I got 8.
I got a 2.
2.
That was a DC. I missed that.
No, just roll under your luck, but I want to see who got the highest in the roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I made it there. I had 9. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Chase, you got a 12.
I have 8 for the roll,
You got an
but
eight.
my luck score is 12. Yes.
And I have a 14 for luck, if that matters.
Nice.
All right. So it sounded like maybe it was Mark. Mark, during your watch, you're separated from the group. You're in the spot. You're kind of by some scrub brush. It's a small, you can't really climb it type tree, but it's enough to give you a little bit of cover and viewing angle. You catch a glimpse of movement. You can't really make out specifics in detail, but it looks like there is definitely one, but most likely more small creatures kind of skirting the campfire.
Okay.
And you can see, like, every once in a while, you see like the plains grass kind of flatten and move and sway.
Okay, so I'm going to climb down. So I'm up a kind of tree slightly, yeah, a little bit, I guess. I'm going to come down and I'm going to cautiously approach these small figures and say, "Come, enjoy our fire. Here our food."
All right.
Right?
You hear almost like a clicking kind of chittery sound, and like a very like strange. It sounds like a language more than it sounds like animals.
Mhm.
And coming out of the fire are these. They're about roughly 4 feet tall, wrapped in rags. They have like these black rags that it has a very strange, like overpowering aroma coming from them, like maybe chemical or like like there's a floral kind of an herbal like quality to it. And they looks like there's more than 6 of them as they start to kind of get into the light. They're wearing these dark goggles over their eyes.
Mhm.
But they seem to be up to no good, but you kind of surprised them. So go ahead, make me a personality check to see how they react to your
Under my personality, right? I got a 2 to that personality. Yeah.
you got 2?
I got 2, my personality's 12, yeah.
All right, so they look like they were coming to either rob you guys or maybe do something worse, but they kind of stepped back. So they've hesitated a bit, but they're starting to look at each other now, and they seem to be like they're going to go along with the plan. Because right now, because you're the only one awake, and they seem to be focusing on you. So,
Look, carry on.
all right, so go ahead and roll initiative for me.
So that's 2 plus 19 for my initiative.
All right, you're going to go first. They're going on 3.
You got to use. Oh, I think you're going to be slaughtered.
I'm going to, yeah, it's not good. So the first thing I'm going to do is go.
All right.
The one that's at the front, I'm going to. I think I'm close enough for melee range at this point, or should I just have a gap between us?
You have a few feet. You're not right up on them. You were cautious and you called it. So you have maybe like 15 feet between you and the closest.
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna step forward and hit the nearest one to me with my warhammer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's 9 plus 2. That's an 11.
That will hit.
It will hit.
Yes.
Okay. Super. I like that. I'm looking for a D8 here. A D8 damage. 5 damage.
That one goes down. You hear a sickening crack as you hit it in the face. When you break its goggles,
Right.
and you see they have these like really large, almost bug-like eyes, but they're glowing red. Underneath the goggles.
I say, not so clever now, Smelly.
All right. With the cry, you all are going to wake up. You're going to spend this round waking up, but you guys can go ahead and roll initiative for me.
All right.
Ragu's got a 11.
Got a funny feeling I know what I'm spending this round doing then.
Oh,
Zordon.
good luck.
Brandon, what'd you get for initiative?
I got a 15. I need good
And
dice.
Chase?
A 5.
5?
Mhm.
And Sam, what was yours?
I got a 2.
2?
Oh no, 3.
You got 3?
Wait, no.
All right. So, end of this round, they're going. There are 4 close to you, Danthrax. and they seem to have, as they're coming forward now, they have, I mean, not like Wolverine style, but like sharp enough, it would look to be like claws or sharp fingernails, and they descend upon you. 12 is not going to hit. I know you have a pretty beefy armor class, so they all rake on your armor, but they're not able to find purchase in your flesh. So that's the end of that round. So back up to the top, it's you again, Danthrax, you're first, and then it'll be Brendan.
Okay, so I'm assuming they're just queued up to be smashed. So right now, whatever the first one is, I'm just going to straight in with the warhammer again. That's an 8 plus 2, that's a 10. That's probably going to miss, is it?
It's just going to miss unless you want to spend luck.
That's a ducked small person.
All right.
Okay, that's about as much as I can do at the moment, yeah.
All right, Brendan. So you heard that cry a few seconds ago. You're getting up, you're looking, and you can see just outside your camp area at the border of the firelight, Danthrax seems to be like overtaken by these small, kind of Jawa-looking things, right? Like wrapped in black rags and smelling all herbally.
Is there any chance from where I am I could run up quietly and go for a backstab against one of them?
Yeah, he's causing so much of a distraction. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just make a pretty simple move silently check.
Sure. I'm move silently. Here it goes. So I'm looking at I got a +7. Must sneak silently. Hey, and we're getting into some luck dice here. I got a 10. I'm gonna go ahead and burn.
10's good.
Is it really?
Yeah. Said simple,
All
right? Yeah.
I mean, simple. I didn't. Hey, yeah. All right. Well, then I will then run up behind one, drawing my dagger as I go, and I will try to backstab one of these guys.
Okay.
You ready for this?
I am ready.
So +4. Oh, wow. All right, that's an 18 total.
That will hit.
Ha ha. So that guy is going to take 6 points of damage.
All right. He's just going to die. You don't have to bother unless you want to see what you did with your crit. But, well, you might get a second attack, so if you want to check.
Yeah, hell yeah. You never know. Second attack, I'll take it. I'm looking at a D14. Luckily, I got one right here. I have no luck modifier on that. I got a 2. I know that's not a second attack.
No, yeah. All right.
So,
All right, so he goes down gurgling. Ragu.
Well, since I was sleeping, I assume I'm not wearing my half plate, but I will get up in my fancy fur cloak with my warhammer, and I'm just going to run straight at the closest one.
Okay. Anything particular you want to do with your deed, or?
Yo, thank you. I want to catch him with the warhammer and knock him into the nearest one to him. So I'm gonna try and like murk this dude with the warhammer and try and incapacitate another one with his corpse.
nice. Get him.
All right. If you get a 3 on the deed die, you'll do that, and the second guy I'll have make a fort save to not be stunned. If you get higher on the deed die, he'll take your deed damage, and I'll have to roll for the stun. You know what I mean? So the stun will be base 3, and then damage to both of them higher.
This is the D die. But I got a 22.
More than good enough.
Alrighty. It's a weak 4 damage.
All right, so somehow this one is still up after the other one's been just dropping. So, but you catch him good. You hear a crack. You think you've heard it. You can't really tell based by how it's like behaving because it's acting so strange. But it definitely was a good shot. Chase, you are up.
Okay, so how many are still standing? It sounds like there's a small huddle, right?
Yeah, so you think there is at least they've killed 2 of them. You think that there's at least 6 remaining.
Okay. maybe we can get some information out of this. So, whipping my blanket to the side and with my bed cap askance, I'll rise, back cracking, and question, who dares wake the perpetual unpaid intern of Azita Haka from his sleep? And I'll cast sleep. So let's see. Let me check out the grimoire real quick. But I have a +4 on this. So let's see. I got a 10 +4 is 14. I'll take it. Up to 2 targets within range must save or fall asleep for 1d6 turns. My intent here is maybe we can, after killing a few, get some information out of this. So they fall asleep for 5 turns. Nice. And must specify an interrupt condition. It's a kiss on the lips from Ragu.
All right, none. Both. You see 2 of them fall asleep.
Heyo!
Oh, I didn't realize that was actually one of the listed, not from Ragu, but that was one of the listed interrupt conditions. Yeah.
That would be curious.
Yeah.
So like one of them was just running up behind Twain to claw, and he just like narcoleptic, falls over and passes out. And one of his buddies does as well.
Yes.
So it's
Nice.
Sam. It is your turn.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get up. I'm like just falling asleep. I was having a great dream. I'm gonna use my spear to charge into one of them, and then use the impale one of them, and then use the impale person to hit the other one.
Nice.
So I'll do this kind of similar to what I told Anthony. So if you get a 3 or higher, you might stun the second one, and if you get higher than that, you'll do damage to both.
I got a 4, so 22 to hit. Plus
Nice.
4.
Get him,
All
Sam.
right. So roll your damage total, and that'll be to the first one.
We keep saying number 20.
I do 9 damage, I think.
All right. So that one dies, and then the 4 on the D die. That one is wounded, and he's gonna make a save. He makes a save though, so he's not stunned. He just took damage.
Could I go up to that other guy and use my shield bash?
You can. Yeah, D14 plus, and you keep that 4 on your D die.
So 13 plus 4 is 17
Nice.
to hit.
Yep, and you'll kill him just based on your D die alone.
God.
2.
All right. So there are 2 wounded ones and 2 asleep ones. So I'm going to make a quick morale save to see if the ones that are still awake are going to bolt or not. And they do. So if anyone wants to take parting shots, but it seems like 2 in the crowd are just going to turn and run.
I'll just throw a dagger. I have one, just in case I happen to get one in the back, because no one wakes Najusha from sleep. If that's cool, can I make a range attack to?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, and Anthony, all you rest of you guys are also within melee if you wanted to try it.
Got 15.
I got a 14 with my dagger with no backstab.
Nice. Anthony?
10.
It's still going to hit. Yeah, so between the 3 of you guys, and they don't have a whole pile of hit points, you cut them down. So there are 2 that are sleeping like babies in the grass.
Yes. Now, I believe our cleric is a cleric of Justitia, right? And we would know this and understand that they would probably be. Is that accurate? Danthrax, you are aligned with. Okay, yeah. So we probably shouldn't be like, but so as you should. I have set these before you, and you may do with them as you wish. They snuck upon you, Danthrax. Perhaps you may mete out justice and interrogate them.
Well, I was hoping to cast word of command and try and get some kind of information from them, but I'm not sure if word of command actually.
I think, if I may,
yeah.
Why don't you go try? Sometimes it takes a thief. Look, squeal. That's the one you want. Squeal.
Yeah. That's right.
He'll know what you mean. Trust me.
I realize at this point that I've got some urgent business tending the fire. So I turn my back on ask no question, you know what I mean? And hopefully
this is my favorite kind of cleric.
Yeah. Well, Ragu, it looks like you may have to wake one of them up.
Yeah, should we bind them first?
Good idea. I have 50 feet of rope.
There we go.
Excellent.
Go back to
They
my
are
bag.
small. we can do many bindings.
So who is binding them?
I would say thief. Twain, I think you're probably pretty handy with them ropes, right?
I'm usually getting out, but yeah, I can work something up.
All right, Brendan, I need you to make me an agility check.
Alrighty, I will get a 10 total.
All right. So as you're binding them, you notice that they're like those rags they're wearing they're soaked with some kind of liquid, right? And doing your best, you're tying them, but you've touched it a few times. I need you to make me a fort save.
Uh-oh, ruh-roh. Here it goes. I have got a rock and roll +2. I got an 11, or am I spending?
No,
luck?
it doesn't, like, where it touches, your hand kind of goes cold, and you get a little dizzy for a second, but you kind of shake it off. But now you know, like, there's something toxic that's, soaked into their rags.
Yeah, I will point this out to everybody else. Hey, listen, I just touched this guy's rope. They're all slimy or wet or whatever, and man, I can barely feel my hand anymore. I think they're poisonous or something.
Am I gonna kiss this guy?
If we want to wake them up.
Not anymore, you're not.
Oh, okay.
I watch, sir. I have a little bit of knowledge of poisons. Do I know any poison that'll do that?
Yeah, do make me a handle poison check.
Sure. How about a +1? I actually got a 19 with that ish.
So at one point in your adventuring career, you spent time in a certain lotus den, and you had experimented with a substance that made you hallucinate a bit, and that's the kind of feeling you got starting when you touched the rags. Like you thought you had that kind of weird, almost like flashbacky, to that.
Yeah. I will explain this to everyone. This reminds me of this time when I was casing this place and looking for evil there, and I had no choice but to ingest their foul substances. What a weekend, though. Anyway, hallucinogen, don't mess with it. Very dangerous. Be careful.
Are they small enough that we can smoke them?
Oh man.
Yes. Ragu will definitely take some of these. He's got a sack.
Listen, everything brings me closer to my.
So Ragu,
True man of God, right?
you're taking some of the rags off?
Yeah, but I'm gonna use my sack. I'm gonna, put the sack around my hand
Yeah.
and try and cut with my dagger without touching.
So
But
these,
now I have a dagger with the stuff on it.
yeah, I'll say that'll last you. You can get two if you want 2 hits. Well, and then with that dagger, it'll someone will have to make a fort save or hallucinate after they get hit with that dagger. But when you take the rags off underneath, so they're small, almost hobbit-like creatures, but they are covered from head to toe in like tumors and lesions. Even while they're unconscious, it's a little bit duller, but as you had to kind of like take the goggles off, their eyes are kind of ember glowing at this point. Not as fiery as the other one that when it broke. But yeah, they seem to have, and you think that maybe these rags have like medicinal purposes for them because their skin is completely like blistered and looks like burned and like I said, tumory.
No, just that
vapor rub.
It's Campo Fanique. He'll cure anything, pretty much.
So, clearly, this is pretty visually distinct. I'm curious if it looks like mental corruption or if it looks like some kind of more mundane corruption of the flesh.
Yeah.
You think that it? No, it looks like it. I mean, you've never seen anything like this. It's not. You're looking at it, and it's not like leprosy. It's not anything like that.
Yeah. Well.
But you've never seen it with, a kind of corruption that affects so many different people the same way.
Yeah. So it's relatively similar. And between each one of them, they have distinct. Okay, got it. Yeah. I'll point this stuff out to my compatriots here. While stroking. I'm a level 3 caster. I'm assuming I have some corruption. I'll stroke my budding horn while I do so that I hide underneath my hair.
Would I be able to kind of glean any more information, just local level, looking at it?
Well, so It depends on. Well, you would need to, if you want to actually interrogate them. Ragu would have to kiss them. Otherwise,
we can make them through mundane capacities as well. That's a particular condition. But yeah, with that roll, you can still through mundane, so you can just slap them with a sword or something. Like
they didn't have a whole lot on them except for their rags. They do have, like I said, sharp claws, and that's what they were using for weapons. They had a couple of them had small pouches, but it's like weird desert nomad stuff. Like it has like animal bones, and some of it had like what looked to be like almost like gone bad food. Like just expired. Just gross kind of moldy remains of like bread and stuff.
So it's a disgusting pantry ghillie suit.
Yeah. But if you want to wake them up, you can try to interrogate them.
Yeah, I think as long as we can understand them, I guess.
Find it quick.
All right. Who's waking him up and how?
Yeah.
I'll do it. I will poke one awake with the toe of my boot. Oh, you?
All right. When you do it, it kind of like opens its eyes slowly. It looks up, and it kind of, its red gaze reflects the firelight, and it kind of cries out in pain a bit. And it says, "My rags, my rags."
They were wearing goggles as well, so there's an issue with the light or whatever. Yeah.
These guys are smaller than man-sized, right?
Yeah, they're like halfling-sized-ish.
All right, so I'm assuming that we can't wear those goggles. Like
not with a little bit. You'd have to tinker with them a little bit. Yeah.
All right. I say, you forget your rags. Anyone that tries to kill one of my companions has to answer to me, my friend. That's what you should be worrying about.
Says the trespasser on our land.
All right, we were made to understand. If we are indeed trespassing on your land, then we apologize. However, rather than discuss this with us, you just attacked my friend over here. We are on an important mission, tracking child thieves. Do you have children? Someone stole children from the village over there, and we're trying to get them back. And here you are being a jerk.
Yes. Do you have children?
That's exactly what a child thief would say.
What? You've already killed my brothers, but if I were to tell you where to find these kidnappers, would you let me go? Would you spare me?
I look over at the padre,
I'd be like,
yes.
it might taste like chicken.
I'm still tending the fire.
Yeah. You know what? Yes. You know what? I'll tell you what. Yes, we will, but we make this bargain exactly once. And if you haven't noticed yet, we have the greatest wizard in the land with us. I've decided. I've decided that my guy is really proud about having like knowing a wizard. So I talk about it all the time, even though you don't want me to. We have got a wizard here that will freeze your blood in your veins, and so just watch yourself, okay, bloody boy. Yeah.
I do know of these things. Before they went to Hamlin, they did take 2 more of my brothers. Took them away.
Not cool.
I've never seen men like this before.
How so?
Some were dressed in strange clothing that I could not place. Not armor, but not like any kind of cloth I've ever seen. Others were nude. But they were... He says, he doesn't know the word for it. He says, they had no crumb.
I think I follow. Well, then, well, goodness. Well, that's obviously, out of my depth here. All right. Well, we'll what? In which direction will we find them?
He came from inside the canyon at the Devil Rock.
The Devil Rock, and I'll know the Devil Rock when I see it.
It stands alone in a valley,
All
rises
right.
up high into the sky.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna. All right. I'm satisfied. I'm gonna untie these guys and be like, all right, off with you. But if you ever return to us again, you will find us. Such wrath shall be down upon you. But know this: leave us unmolested and consider us allies, and we shall avenge your fallen brothers that they slew.
Oh,
Can I interrupt before you untie them, Brandon? Terry Twain. I would interrogate these creatures as to their own individual maladies. Explain your skin and the robes you wear. And then I'll let my rogue friend release you.
He says that he looks at you and, my people, my brothers and I, the sun has cursed us, it burns us.
So, if you were exposed to it, you would suffer greatly?
Yes,
I see.
a fate worse than death.
Well,
The only fate worse would be lying to my compatriot here. And I gesture to Twain, who was leaning down to start to untie, but...
because I got a friend who's a wizard, and he's not. Yeah, exactly, Ragu, exactly.
Okay.
Fingers, magical thingies. So, all right. So, again, I'm gonna let him go. I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
But and I tell him we will find these things and avenge their brothers, and if they have, if they have any more hostages, we'll see them all free.
as he goes, I'm going to cast darkness on him in order to aid his condition because the sunlight burns him.
Oh, look at you!
Very
See?
nice.
I'm going to cast it very well. Well, on the group, so that's 8 plus my personality modifier, 0 and 8 plus 3, 11. So it's fate. So,
You get your cleric level too, right? So you might be,
I'm a cleric
I
level.
think.
Yeah, I think you might be at +3 for yours, right? Because I don't know. Do you have a personality modifier?
No, there's no personality
Yeah,
modifier.
so just +3. Yeah.
You're so enveloping in blinding light.
You know what? I'll say that because that was a very selfless, kind act. Justicia grants you that additional +1. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
so that way you don't garner any disapproval, and you've shown these creatures mercy. So yeah, you see that Danthrax, cloaks them in darkness, and
Off you go, lads.
they take off.
It's the wrong turn though, so I'll probably get to round the corner and be bathed in sunlight again. But never mind.
better get shuffling there, kids. All right. So I mean, are we getting on towards dawn? Like, should we start now, or are we like looking to sleep some more?
No, I mean you can rest a little bit longer and take off
All right.
at dawn if you want.
All right. Well, I will take over for Danthrax and take a shift. Get some sleep.
All right. So the rest of the night goes without incident. And as you start to travel the next day, within a few hours, you're actually getting close to where you cross the the horizon line, and as you're getting closer, you can actually see the basin of the canyon that you would have to descend into. And there's it's like any other kind of like think of the Grand Canyon, right? There are streams and rivers throughout it. There's just cut rock and glacial drift type stuff. And aside from just telling you the Devil's Rock, he gave you a rough how to get into there. And just to make sure, because we're already at over an hour, just want to get you guys there. Following his directions and cutting through these the riverbeds and where the streams have cut through, you get to a point where in the center, where it looks to be almost like the center of this canyon, it's just all flat ground. But standing in the center of it is this pretty much is a large butte, right? It's like this just large rocky outcropping that spans up maybe 150 feet or higher. And around the top of it, you can see winged creatures of some sort kind of flying around it. They look like hawks, maybe of that size, but maybe a little bit larger. And then at the base of of the outcropping, there looks to be like an opening, like a cave or some sort of hole, right at the ground level.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah. While we're at a distance, any evidence of a structure on the top of the butte or anything on top of the butte that looks unnatural?
You can't really make it out that well, but there is
Sure.
something silvery and shiny up there. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll point that out to my friends. So, yeah, a mystery atop the Devil's Rock. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, let's approach the obvious bottom. I mean, always keeping an eye out, right? Because we've now been warned of creatures being attacked. So I think we're at least Jusha is certainly darting from any kind of dark shadows to dark shadows and looking for people gonna slide rocks on us and such.
We just put ourselves in danger by just crossing open ground here.
So there isn't a whole lot of cover between you and the rock itself. And actually, from where you are, as you're starting to you're surveying the area, there appears to be like an ancient road of some sort that leads. It's cracked and there are weeds growing up in between it, and it's almost non-existent in places, but it does lead, through one of the canyon areas, and it seems to go on wind through the flat ground up until where that mouth is.
And you say cracked earth or cracked like mortise stone?
Yeah, like stone.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's actually pretty notable. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll head over there, and we will. I guess look for tracks, things in and out of there.
Yeah, you do see some. You see some. Actually, Brendan, as you look, there appears to be a small stuffed doll that has been looks like it's been dropped.
What? Stuffed doll.
Something a child might carry.
Oh shit!
See.
One of them. It was a girl and her two brothers. This must belong to one of them. Let's. All right. Well, that's all I needed to see. Let's. We go inside.
I'm
All right.
Say again, Mark.
all for that. Let's get in there. Before it's too.
Yeah.
All right. How are you approaching? You guys trying to be as stealthy as possible type thing, or you just...
Honestly, you guys want to just circle the outside and just briefly pause and assess and listen and see what we see in here, and then maybe slinking along the sides. I mean, if it's dark, we'll need a light source, but let's approach at a distance like good 20, 30 feet and just kind of stare at the entrance and look for anything notable for a moment. Does that work for everybody? Donald the Fifth is the decider. So
at that distance, the opening appears to have almost like a red glow coming from the inside.
Okay.
And it looks as if maybe during the earthquake, this entrance was exhumed. It looks like actually there's a structure behind the rock, so it looks like it's man-made inside, not like a natural cavern. And there are boulders that have cracked. There's a crack going up the butte to the top. And it definitely looks to be, and Donald can tell you, someone, created this cavern inside. What you can see inside the red light is, in the map you can see I put wagons there, but they're not wagons. They're these large. And the map is those are 10-foot squares. So these objects are pretty large. They look like vehicles of some sort. Huge wheels that are like as tall as a man. But like nothing you've seen before. They have like almost like an iron looking exterior. And you can see in the darkness, in the kind of this red glow, like silhouettes moving every once in a while, but no one's really seen you. And they seem to be like busy inside.
Huh.
The job for the rogue.
Yeah, I will creep. I will go ahead and creep inside. Everybody wait for me. I'll be right back. I'll go take a look. So, I'll actually get down on all fours and kind of try to sort of creep along, just come along the inside and sneak in and go in until I can get a better look at what I see there. And then if I see anything interesting, I'll come let everybody know.
All right, so Brendan, make me a hide check.
I got a 23. Sorry, 22. I'm on fire, kids.
Yes.
Fire. Boom.
So what you notice is this room, aside from being pretty massive, I mean, you've seen castles with smaller, common areas in this.
Sure.
It is filled with debris. You can see bones, piles of bones, dust. In between these two large, like you said, the best you can describe them as are wagons, but they're the biggest things you've ever seen. The wheels for them are easily as large as you are tall. They seem to be between 20, maybe 30 feet long. They have what you can see. There are these. Now you can actually see them, right? And they match the description that you were given. You see two men that look like they're not just identical, they're the same person, right? And one of them has kind of like a blue jumpsuit, for better words, like how we would describe it, right? But you just see like a one-piece blue outfit. The other one is completely nude, but it's like a Ken doll. Like he's just smooth. He has like a man's face, but that's about it, right? That's the only way. And he's human. He's got 2 arms, 2 legs, but nothing else even remotely human-like. Even like smooth butt. You know what I mean? Like there's no use for any kind of bisection in his butt cheeks. And they seem to be taking things out of the backs of these large vehicles. The room is bathed in a red light, almost like from torches, but it's not flickering like a torch would. It's a constant red glow. And you see 2, what you think are sconces where these lights are. But like I said, it's more, you don't see heat or flickering flame. You just see this redness coming from them. You see several doors, all of which appear to be heavy steel. Although one of the doors, the one up in the top one in the clockwise position, is barricaded. There's a bunch of like garbage and stuff put up against it.
On this side?
Yes, on this side.
Huh. All right. That's all I needed to see. I will creep back and I will tell everyone what I saw. And I'll be like, giant big wagon wheels. This thing was just bare. Like, it's just like Little Man Said So, only grosser. And I don't know what's up. And this is what happened. And, and I tell them about the barricade and everything. I tell all.
And you say, no harm?
I say, no. None whatsoever, sir. I mean,
no, nothing on the reverse side of.
Look, with my own eyes, did I see nothing? I saw no evidence of process nor biology that we understand.
Great evil is afoot.
I can think of anything. These men must be stopped.
Okay,
This will not stand, I say.
Okay.
So, all right. So, do you want to lead them out, or do we go in?
We go in, absolutely. I go in.
Done and done. I got your back, cousin. So, I'll hang out towards the back, and like while they, if you guys are gonna storm in, I will creep up and try to get one.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, earplugs.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's.
man.
Yeah, should we do it like Tim style, one ear and then jam the other one real quick, or because I want to be able to talk to you, get the disco straight in. Okay.
So I'm going to take some rope and I'm going to, break it apart so it's almost like twine, and take the little earplugs, put one in one side, and then put the rope between them and put it over one ear, but not in yet.
Look at you, clever.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
You can be our designated hearer then, and I'm going with nothing. Like I'm gonna fully plug up. You guys too.
I'm gonna follow Ragu's example because I may need the auditory things for recognizing spells or just kind of assess. I want to be able to assess the environment, but I like this like instant idea. So yeah, we'll be ready with a single ear open. But, yeah, you've never been quieter, Twain. Yeah, when you can your footsteps.
All right. So let's do it.
Yeah, straight down the middle. Yeah.
I'm gonna hang in the back behind our intrepid meat shields.
Yeah, we got some big boys up there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, I'm extra with armor here, front. I'm going to go out front and face up to Kendall.
Okay, so as you guys go in, not really trying to hide yourselves, just kind of bum rushing in there. they don't see you enter until you're about maybe 20 feet in, and they seem to have these heavy, like, what look to be chests in their arms, and they look and they see you coming, and they don't really take that like too much of a crazy defensive posture, but they do put down the boxes as you're closing the distance, and they stand up to face you, because like I said, this is like they're about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. They're about 60 feet away, from the entrance. But we're gonna roll initiative.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I described, same face.
19 or 20.
Nice.
14 for me.
14.
14, yeah.
14 for Mark.
23 for Ragu.
Ragu.
Sam, what was yours?
20.
20. All right. Brendan.
I got an 8 this time. So
And Chase Zusia.
Got 10.
10. All right. So you're going before me. So pretty much everyone's going before me except Brendan. So
like I said, I'm hanging towards the back to try to sneak in after the fight starts.
all right. So at this point, there's still, when they gain sight of you, there's about 60 feet between you and them. So you're at this point, it's either missile weapons or you're going to have to. If anyone that has a 30-foot movement rate, you can actually charge. I'll let you attack at the end of your movement, but you're going to get a negative to your armor class.
I can probably afford a negative to my armor class being 18, so I can certainly charge.
Cool. All right. So Ragu, you're up first.
All right. I'm going to charge the nude one. And let's see what we got. I'm going to try and... I want to try and hit him with my warhammer and then shield bash him into the chest that he set down. I just want to try and knock him over it.
Sure.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, crit!
Nice.
Sweet.
Get him. That's right.
Excited Anthony's the best Anthony.
And I made my deed. It was one much of a deed. What's my table? 4.
Table 4 for you guys right now? Yeah, I think.
Mm-hmm. D16. Ooh, baby. 1. So that's let's see. Yeah. All right. That's a 3 for the crit.
3 for a crit. So strike sweeps foe to the ground. You do a plus 1d12 damage, and you can make another attack.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna do the damage for that. So that's a 6 damage from the initial attack, and then I'm gonna try and is his vault suited friend close by?
Yeah, they're not that far apart. They're only a few feet apart.
I mean, can I like hit him
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna swing on that guy.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
King Solomon.
Yes, hello. Yeah. Oh, that's good. It's a 9.
No. Yeah, he kind of like almost like casually just like moves out of the way, and like
Scary. Don't like that.
Sorry. Just playing.
all right, Donald the Fifth, you are up.
Well, I'm just probably going to take my turn moving up.
Okay.
I'm going to move up 15 feet.
You only got 15 feet move from me.
Oh, it was.
Oh, okay.
So if you do a double move, you'll be up halfway to where they are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go on.
All right.
Yeah.
Danthrax.
Yeah, so actually, I've got a decent attack.
That's them doing their sonic attack.
Yeah. Yes.
Should I have a deep die as a cleric? I don't think I should. Normally I don't, but it's on the sheet.
You are Cleric of Justicia, so you have a deed die. It does not add to your attack or damage, but you can do deeds with it.
Right. So I should be rolling that then. Okay. So I'm just I'm pretty limited in options here in terms of spells, so I'm just going to go straight with the Warhammer, and I got a natural. I do get a 3 on the deep dive.
All right, cool. What was your deed?
So I'm going to trip and stumble, and I'm going to headbutt him in the non-cram.
Nice. All right. Knock
I'm
him
gonna-
over.
Fumble. I need to roll my fumble, obviously. So my fumble. Sorry, I've lost the table again for the fumble.
I think you're a D14. I think you're one level lower because of being Justicia.
Yeah. Okay. So D14. You get an 8. You accidentally smash your weapon against a solid unyielding object, a rock, a wall, or even the ground. Mundane weapons are ruined, so my Warhammer is ruined. Magical weapons are not affected.
All right, so you go, overeager, and just like it before, what it did with Ragu, it just kind of like at the last second just turns sideways, and the haft on your warhammer just snaps.
Right. Okay. So I managed to headbutt him in the flat panel.
Make a luck check.
A luck check. Okay. I get an 11, and my luck is 11, so I need to be under it, right?
Yeah. So you're at that or under. So and as you kind of miss and come up with like a back headbutt.
Right.
But because there's no chrom, it doesn't seem to affect him very much.
You got that one.
Zusia,
So they put their crates down. Are they holding anything at the moment?
they are not.
Okay. That ruins the fun joke spell. Instead, I will. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do chill touch. Cast chill touch on myself. Oh, this is when I have I've never had this material before. It's 2d10 instead of d20. So let's do that. All right, so I got 12 plus 4, 16. All right, so my hands are charged with negative energy. Next round, I'll get some bonuses to attack, etc.
What's your manifestation for that?
Yeah, it's just looking. I don't know if that's written down actually in the grimoire. Is that not true? This far?
No, I think maybe that has it just so you can roll it on your own. I don't think it assigns
Certainly,
it.
yeah. I mean,
So like your hands have
lightning
like
charged flakes of ice start drifting off my hands.
Nice. All right, so it's their turn. So one of them turns and his mouth opens, and this kind of, it's almost like it starts off almost as a screech, but then it becomes more melodic, right? Everyone that had both of your wax things in, go ahead and make me a will save, but you can roll it at D24.
Oof.
And you need to get 13 or higher. If you did not have both in, make a regular will save at DC 13.
Does one in help at all?
You need to throw 13 on high.
No, yeah, you have to have both in.
All right, what was the DC on the no, I failed in there.
So D20 like normal, but you have to get a 13.
You got 21.
Spending a luck point. I missed it by 1, so 1 luck point will get me there.
Yeah, he'll get you there. Anthony, what was yours?
I rolled a 6.
A 6. How about Danthrax and Donald V?
What were you in? Were you 21 or the 19?
I was 21.
Yeah, I was a 19. One of
Nice.
us was.
All right, so the three of you make it. You see Ragu and Zusia though are kind of like just stuck wrapped. Like they have this weird kind of like blank expression on their faces.
Oh no.
And this is going to last.
Pretty normal.
It'll last 2 rounds, so you'll lose 2 actions. But while that happens, because you are enraptured, the one that you were fighting, Ragu moves past, and it charges at. Actually, Danthrax is right there. He's not affected, and he tried to hit them. So he tried. This thing is going to try and smash you.
Yeah, I charged with him, so my AC should be reduced. I think you said.
That's all right too. I rolled a 20, so he would have hit you regardless. And he is going to roll on crit table 3.
Ooh, some meat shield I am.
You're great.
Doesn't do great. He does one extra 1d6 damage. as he strikes you with like the impact of like almost like a mace, like just by like barehanded punching you. It does 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Ouch.
Take that.
No me gusta.
And that was them. So 9 was on them. Brendan, you're at 8, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, your turn.
All right, so the one that moved up to Danthrax, I was creeping up from behind with the idea of like sneaking up behind all of them. Could I make it over there in a sneak move and backstab us one this round, or?
No, it's too far to be able to sneak and backstab this round.
All right, I might risk a shot there with my bow.
Yeah, it's within your first range increment, so you can backstab with your bow if you want.
All right, I'm going to go for it. Here it goes. I am looking at a rock and roll plus 2 and plus 4. So here it goes. That edge. That's a total 20. 16 plus 4. Wow.
That hits.
All right, so I'm only going to do 1 point of damage with that, but if I get my crit,
Yeah.
that is going to be I got a 4 on my crit, so I'll go with that.
All right, you can make an immediate free attack if you want to fire another bow.
I will. I'll take another shot at him. So this one's only going to be plus 2. This one won't have my sneak attack bonus onto it, right? I got an 11.
No, so well, I mean, you hit him, but it seems like it just sticks in him.
All right, I'll let it go. So I'm down 2 arrows.
All right. Ragu, this is your first round of being stunned. Sam, I'll say you get up close enough this round that you can attack.
How close is it? How close is the one to Anthrax?
He's at this point, he's within 30 feet of you.
Okay, so can I go up to them?
Yep. Yeah, you can do a charge attack on that one if you want. You
Yeah,
get a plus 2 to hit.
I'm going to try to get my spear through to shut them up.
You froze up for 1 second when you were telling me your deed.
I'm going to try hit the spear through his throat to shut him up.
There you go.
Yeah, try and get him to stop doing that.
Yeah,
nice.
there you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Oh, never mind. I got 12. You in the deep dice, I know.
12 with the deed die?
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, you stab him, but he seems to have like a layer of armor or something under his flesh, because when you go through the neck, but you feel resistance.
Ruh-roh.
Oh.
No bigger stuff.
But you can shield bash now too if you wanted.
Yeah.
8 to hit.
Yeah, same. So kind of, but it's weird. This time when you hit him, you can feel like you definitely like feel the resistance of some kind of strange like armored chassis or something. Danthrax, you are up.
Okay. Now it's not half as funny, is it? Okay, I am short of a weapon, so I'm going to cast the word of command spell. Yeah.
Get him.
So I'm going to try and command him to kind of stop attacking us. I'll turn on his friend. How about that? Is that reasonable?
Sure.
So D20 plus 3. Okay, so that's 21. So the cleric can speak a word at a target within 60 feet. He can combine the word of command with a gesture that clarifies intent. For example, attack or go with a pointed finger. So, you.
All right.
So, that's metal.
When you feel, Justicia flow through you and you reach out to make contact, you don't feel a human intellect in this thing. But I don't want to rob you of such an amazing roll, so I'll say it does. It's so powerful that it does kind of stagger them for a second. So they're going to get a minus, on anything they do this round. But they don't actually stop. You can feel like they resist.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And you also, so this is Zushia's first round being staggered. You notice the one that did take some damage from Ragu, its wounds start to knit. With a hole in its fleshes, it starts to kind of come back together. All right, one of them is gonna try to incapacitate you guys again. So go ahead and make me that will save for those of you who are still up.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You start with a D24, is it?
Yeah, D24 if you have the waxen. Yep.
Yeah.
You're good. You can fail me.
Tim, I'm gonna burn another point of luck.
Okay.
But I only got a 9 on the die. That gives me an 11, so I think I need a 13.
Yep, 13.
So I'm actually gonna roll a die 5 for this one. So, and just hope I don't crap out. Here it goes. Oops.
So Sam and I were at 23 and 22.
All right.
Respect.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm on the button.
All right. This other one's gonna try. He's within range between Danthrax and Donald. Who has the lowest luck?
My luck is 11. What's your luck?
10.
All right.
Oh.
So Donald, this one that's right in front of you is gonna the one that you two are fighting is gonna attack you. I'm gonna give him -2 though because I would say he's short circuited a little bit with that word of command. So just a die. Nope, he does it. Goes a 4. So you get your shield up in time to feel like this hammering blow. And then Brendan, you are up.
All right. So they're 30 feet away. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. So I will go ahead and move up 20 feet, which is as far as I can do and still fire something. I think I got to move a 20. No, I got a 30. Yeah, you know what I will do if I can, I'll just drop my bow, and as I move up, I'll draw my short sword, and I will just take a regular attack at one with my short sword. That one that went after Mark, it got hit one time, right? It got hit by the spear in the neck. Is that right?
Well,
Right.
no, Anthony knocked it over with his attack.
Oh, he did knock it over.
Yeah.
But there's at least one left. There's a
The one in the blue coverall has not been injured yet. The nude one had, but where you see where the wound was, it started to like kind of almost heal. It looks like it's healing.
no me gusta. I'm gonna try to hit that guy.
All right.
I'm gonna see what I can do for it. All right. I'm like, I don't say anything because I can't hear myself. I'm gonna roll an 8 total, so I'm gonna go ahead and miss. So
Okay. Just so you guys get a good layout too. I know you can see the map, but there's one door on the eastern wall. I mean, on the western wall. That one is super heavy duty. It looks almost like a vault door.
That's this thing here, right?
It is up right here.
Ah, okay.
And then there is a barricaded door right here with stuff on your side. And then there are 2 steel doors on the eastern wall. You do notice too that they look to be like drainage grates or some sort on the floor in the middle of this place where you guys are fighting. Getting trampled a bit too. There's like a bunch of mushrooms growing out of them. And these dudes. Yeah. And we're back up to the top. So this is Ragu's last round of being stunned. You shake it off. Donald the 5th. It's your turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna aim through his throat again because I really am not like.
break his neck.
Never mind.
Uh-oh.
I got a 5.
5? No, yeah. So again, you just kind of clang off of his. But you get 2. Don't forget, you get 2 attacks.
Yeah, I'll use my shield bash. No, 6.
All right.
It's gonna happen.
Danthrax, you are up.
I don't have a weapon, which is kind of
Headbutt.
pretty tedious. I'm trying to work out whether just headbutting them would actually do more damage than the sling.
I have a dagger on my left hip.
Okay.
I'm still stunned, but you should be able to see it. You know I have it. We've been adventuring together for quite some time.
Cool.
You also know my lack of affinity for my longsword that I carry mostly for display.
The wagons, is he?
Yeah, they're in between the wagons. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and stab him, and as I stab him, I'm gonna try and force him into the wagon.
All right.
That's another natural one.
Hey!
Natural one.
Natural.
Brendan did say you have horrible dice rolling. Oh man.
Amazing and terrible. Okay, fumble. Here we go. D14. That's another 8 again. You accidentally smashed the weapon against. So your dagger's gone, I'm afraid.
Oh my goodness gracious.
But at least I'm keeping it consistent.
We're gonna get you a safety knife.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, it just like the tang comes out of the hilt. Like you go to stab it, and like you come back and you have like a hilt, but like the blade and the tang are like gone.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going well.
All right, so these two are done messing around. They come in to one is gonna batter Donald, one's gonna batter Danthrax. So the one battering Donald got a 20 to hit,
Oh,
doing 2 points of damage. And Danthrax 10 to hit.
So, yeah, okay.
All right, and that goes to Brendan.
all right. So I'm still right up there. So I'm going to attack the same one. And I'm sorry, I lost track of my die. Where'd it go? Ah, come on, B. Oh, here it goes. All right, here it goes. Ba-da! +2. That is going to be a total of a 20.
That's gonna hit.
So does it seem like, okay, I'll take a look. It's going to do 6 points.
All right, to the nude one or to the clothed one?
The nude one.
All right.
I don't trust that. Nope. Anybody shows up to a fight bare bottom.
That sounds like a party.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, not for a brawl though. That's like, you know, put some pants on.
Yeah.
Have a little respect for the people you're fighting. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
got too much confidence. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wear
Yeah.
a gourd or something. Yeah.
Yeah, something. A leaf. Get you a fig leaf, fool, or something. Because that's just not cricket. It's just not cricket.
And that was with your short bow?
Best.
No, that was with my. I dropped my short bow off. That was
Oh,
with
sorry.
my short sword.
Okay. Yes, you cut it, you stab him a couple times. You actually feel like your blade gets through that hard undershell. And when it does, it leaks. It's almost like a greenish fluid. And then with back to the top, Ragu, you have shaken off your stun.
Ooh. Y'all got too much sauce. Raise my warhammer. I want to put this guy's head into his shoulders.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I hit the deed. It's a 14 to hit.
Are you happy with a 14? So, Brendan, you know you guys have hit so far with a 20. Would you get Brendan a 19?
19.
Oh wait, we add our level to our deeds now, don't we?
No, that's just your initiative. Yeah.
Okay. Dang.
That's your D die, but your attack roll? Is that what you're asking me, or to your D die in particular?
To your D die. No. Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll burn a point of luck.
Honestly, I don't like doing the whole how much like I don't want to. There you have to burn 4. You have to get up to 18. They have an AC of 18.
Yay! Burn.
Nice. And you're gonna what on the deed?
I want to try and bash his head into his shoulder.
No, I know, but did you roll a 3 or did you roll a 4?
A 3. 3, yeah.
All right. So you do drive its head into its body. And it is when you do that, you see sparks. and it seems to be like stumbling around doing the ash. You know, it's like,
That's a new one. All right, that was 10 damage
10, and that's the nude one.
to the nude one.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be doing too good.
All right.
He's shooting fettuccine Alfredo sauce
Yeah.
out of his neck.
But it's more, this
Mhm.
one's more like it has like a green kind of hue to it.
Okay.
It's pesto. It's pesto.
Yeah, Donald the Fifth, you're up.
I am going to I'm gonna go do the same what thing Ragu just did, but not to the one that's on me.
Okay.
So, give me a good roll. I
Right.
got a 10.
10's not going to do it.
Yeah, deep dive was a 4.
Deep dive was a 4. So I'll go 9. Sure.
9, no, 9's not going to do you. Yeah, you're looking for an 18. All right, so you just like you and this dude are just like kind of battering at each other, but no one's really making any headway. Danthrax, you're up.
Okay. Everybody else have a spell weapon to hand.
Actually,
I mean, there's debris and stuff on the ground. If you want to make a luck check to see if you can grab something that is, you know.
Listen, let's just try and get a random. Yeah. So I get 13 and my luck is lower than 13, so I clearly don't find anything
So
useful.
what I'll say is, you find something, but it's only going to last one attack. You find something that it'll act as like a club, but it's going to break after if you hit.
That's fair. Okay. My attack then is it's an 11 plus a I don't know what. Plus 2 on my attack, so 13 in total.
All right. The good news is it doesn't break because you're like not hitting him super effectively with it, but it's not getting past his defenses.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Zusha, you are awake.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't want to cheat. You said sparks, and I guess my natural reaction would be to try to bring the one that's still up down with sleep. But I'm curious if it's evident visually enough that I'm going to cast sleep unless it's evident visually enough that this is not a creature that would fall under a natural sleep. Like if there's something like I wouldn't cast sleep on a skeleton.
You see, at this point, you're thinking more that it's either some sort of automaton or it's undead. You don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then, and again, I'm trying not to just metagame, but if it's clear that it doesn't seem like it's going to be like zonk out with a sleep spell, then...
I mean, you just saw Homie get his head knocked into his
yeah,
shoulders.
right, no,
and he's
exactly.
Like,
It's wild,
right?
but I want to make sure I'm not overreaching my bounds.
Your hands are still going though, right? Did that last?
I think it's only one round.
Is it?
So it's gotten out of the way. But you know what? Jusha is not a coward, and against my class archetype, I'm going to run in there with my longsword and try to shove it through this thing's spine.
Okay.
Because my friends are in need.
This one, because of the deed,
Mhm.
is operating with a lower die, so I'm going to give you guys a plus. So make your attack with a d24.
Sweet. And it continues to roll and continues to roll. It continues to roll. Okay, so I got a 19. I don't have any strength mod. I got 19. That's a pretty nice summon.
Roll damage.
Sweet. Longsword is a d6, right? D8. D8 plus 1. It's a longsword melee plus 1. Oh, that's from the class level. No, it's just damage 1d8. Here it comes. 6.
Nice. All right. So you jam this thing through like its midsection, and when the blade exits where its spine would be, there's like this weird. So we would recognize them kind of like as like wires and things like that, right? But like you guys see like what look to be like maybe the worms of some sort. Like you don't know what they are, right?
Yeah.
And then whatever kind of consciousness that was behind its eyes seems to fade away, and it falls over motionless.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Wizards. Everyone should know how to use one of these pointy things that Ragu taught me how to use.
This one's going to continue to go after Donald since he has low luck. I got a dirty 20 to hit. Or 1 point of damage.
Thanks.
And then Brennan, it's you.
Okay, so I guess the last guy. I don't know. I've been sitting here looking at my equipment for like go for an end run with. I don't really see anything like that, but what I will do is I'm gonna. There's only one left. Am I right?
Yes.
That's still up and fighting. All right.
Actually, all of you guys that you notice this as well. I'm gonna give Chase roll with a D24. Everybody else can just make an intelligence check just to notice something.
Okay.
I got 5.
All of us.
Yeah.
Intelligence checks.
12.
Snap, you know.
Roll a d20.
Probably not.
I guess 16.
Like 50.
So
Nice. All right, so yeah, you two notice it means more to Zushia than it does to Donald and Danthrax. But where the wound is on this thing's chest, you see a faint green glow, right? You see that it's coming from a gem of some sort or some sort of crystal. And Zushia, you're getting a kind of an arcane kind of like vibe from it. Like you feel your hair stands on end with like the magical energy it's kind of pushing off.
Absolutely. Oh, I know this tingle. This reeks of sorcery. I say with gross interest.
All right. But yeah, so Brennan, you're up. The one with the jumpsuit is still up.
All right.
Oh.
Then I will. I guess I'll just try to. No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to help somebody out. I'm actually gonna like get over, like kind of like move around to where I'm behind it, and I'm gonna crouch down so that if somebody else hits it, he'll kind of fall over me and hopefully
Okay.
eat it.
Nice. I'll boost the next attack up by a die,
All right,
which is Ragu.
Ragu.
Hey. All right.
Yes.
All right. I am aware this looks like a fancy rock, and I know that Zushia likes fancy things. So I am not gonna try and destroy the rock. Instead, I will try and knock its head off its shoulders.
Nice.
I took his head
There you go.
off. That is I got it. Oh. All right, I'm gonna burn a point of luck, and I'm gonna get an 18. I got a 4 on my die.
Nice. All right, roll all your damage.
All righty. Woo! That is 12 damage.
All right, so very much like Ash, you knock this thing's head so where it is, it's kind of hanging off of its shoulders. And there's this weird, circuitry and metal skeleton that's exposed. And it seems to still be like it can't make that, its mouth's moving, but there's no sound coming out of it. But it's still up, but it seems to have suffered a great deal. All right, so Donald V, you can make your attack rolls at 1 die higher. You can roll it on a D24 against this thing if you wish.
Let's hope this actually hits. I won't.
You got this. I believe in you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
a-
it did as well.
12.
So 12. I mean, you're hitting him, but it's not doing any extra any effectiveness to him.
I'll do my shield bash. I'm probably not going to hit this. I rolled a 1 and a 1.
Oh.
Well, one's a fumble.
Yeah, roll your fumble die.
Ruh-roh.
What would that be for?
It should be next to your armor, I think, in the armor section.
Initiative, action dice, attack, crit die, crit table, doesn't have fumble die.
No, it's over in the equipment below equipment with the armor section.
Oh, okay. Oh, your fumble die is a d12, so that's a 10. That's a 12. Nice.
12.
Oof. All right.
You inadvertently swing at one
1,
random
2, 3, 4.
and make an attack roll using the same attack die.
You're the only one who
No, you're all kind of within melee at this point, and I rolled
Right
for
there,
it.
too.
I rolled for it. You actually rolled. It's going to be against Twain,
Is it another?
but it's just going to be your shield
Shield
bash.
bash.
Luckily, it's not going to be like anything super.
Twain's just trying to get up, and someone just shoves him back to the ground.
He's like, what?
I'm like, I'll hide down here so you can. Ow!
Brandon, what's your AC?
I have a 10.
All right, so that hits you. Sam, roll a D3 and add your D die to it.
Good. 2 + 1, 3.
By the time you get your first hit.
Yeah, so Donald's going nuts on this thing, and he's just so enraged in this battle that he's not having any effect. He clocks you, Twain, like right in the face with his shield. Danthrax, though, you're up.
Okay, I'm running out of options for things to. Can I do another work check?
Right.
Another bit of me.
You still have your stick.
I thought you were going to ask me. Okay, I'm walking with the stick.
And you,
Yeah,
can,
I'm running out. That's an 11. Jeez.
you roll it with a D24 or a 12, a 20.
I rolled with a D20 actually. So
Yeah, roll it with D24.
It's not rolling. That's a 19.
That's hit.
Okay, so that's going to hit. I'm just going to 1 point of damage.
One.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps.
It's a
All
stick.
right.
All right, Zeus, you're up. Then it'll be its turn.
I thought you would have taken care of this already. I've withdrawn my longsword and seen its effectiveness, and I don't want to waste a turn getting my hands all nice and cold again. I'll just rush over in there and try to do another evisceration. But I am perpetually testing the universe, so I'm going to strike directly at the perceived location of where this green chest gem may be on this one. Maybe it explodes. Maybe the thing falls to the ground, but maybe I'll miss. So I got a 13. So that's amazing.
So you stab it kind of in its gut, but it just doesn't really go anywhere.
Got it.
You see this thing it heals a little bit, but it still looks horrible.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it's going to, with a lower D die, strike out at random. I think since you were the last one to go after it, Zushia, it's going to just kind of swing at you.
Oh yes.
But it does, like I said, it's going to be doing it with a lower die. So it's going to hit an armor class 11.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm 10. So yep.
All right, so it just barely clips you, but you take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Damn, that's a pretty good clip.
Yo.
My power gem.
All right, so he whacked you pretty good. Wayne, you are up. You shake off getting shield bashed by your buddy. What do you do? Brandon? Oh,
I'm thinking.
all right.
I'm like, tell me about the rabbits, George. Wait, what? So it's still up. I feel like I have no move here other than to try to stab it once again. Unless there's some way I can make it easier for someone else to hit. Could I no one's tried. You know what I'll try to do? This is probably crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and try to grapple it. I'm just gonna try to around its try to grab it around its body and try to pin its arms down.
Okay. I'm gonna say because it's so messed up, just make a strength check, but it's not gonna resist that much. It's not gonna be a very high DC.
Okay, cool. Hey, I got a 16, so
Yeah. All right.
God damn it.
You are
Somebody.
You are holding it still, which is pretty much going to mean that Ragu, essentially just roll to see if you crit. Otherwise, you're going to just do straight damage. You know what I mean?
Right. Sweet. No crit.
All right. So just roll your D die and your damage die, like
All
you
right.
would. Yeah.
Now I get damage. I got 12.
All right. That's enough to put this thing down. You
Nice. Thank God.
as Twain is holding its arms back, you just cave this thing's chest in, and its knees buckle and it falls over, and that green fluid is kind of leaking out on the floor.
We were that one, chaps, didn't we?
Oof.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
But no one seems to no one's come out. it's only been like maybe a minute of fighting, right? But it's been loud enough. They were making that screeching sound. Nothing,
God.
no other
Yeah.
beings come up to check on what's happening.
All right. So, okay, guys, we have the vault door or the barricaded door. What do y'all think?
My stomach hurts.
You're not going to need any healing, first of all.
These things are pretty hard.
Okay.
Could Father Danthrax whip around? Like, could we take off one of their arms and Father Danthrax beat on somebody with them?
After someone repairs my gut wounds.
I would say that would probably do like a D6 damage. Yeah.
Hey, I want one too then. Shake hands with pain.
Two-handed.
Okay, so just you're pretty badly damaged, aren't you?
Yeah, I took 6. I'm less than half. I was a foolhardy wizard.
Please remind me how I do this. The heal again. It's a D20 plus.
Caster level, personality, and then there's the alignment table. I'm neutral. So I got the table out. So if you give me your roll, I can tell you.
You are you're one step. You're adjacent, aren't you? So. So I got,
yeah.
that's 3. I got 22. So that's 4 dice.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Chase, roll all 4, but just keep the highest 3.
Yeah, I got it.
First 1. So it's 3 dice. Sorry, I miscounted them. My arithmetic was terrible.
All right, sorry.
I got 10 back. So
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, and thank Justicia.
Yeah, so like you were having a hard time catching your breath. This thing whacks you right in the solar plexus, and all of a sudden you feel a heck of a lot better.
I don't know that my power gem works the same as theirs. I would love to take a closer look, perhaps even extract one of these things. Particularly, are they totally immobile, or are they a little like?
No, they're totally like the lights went out.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just reach your hand in, and you can pretty much.
Yeah, just want to examine it. Like, is it connected by various visceral wide?
It's inside of like what looks almost like a how a candle would fit into a candelabra. Right? It's put into a socket almost, and it just takes you a little bit to kind of like twist and you can yank it out. And it kind of looks like Superman's Fortress of Solitude crystal. You know, like that kind of
totally.
that lengthened width, and it has like a greenish kind of glow.
All right. got it.
We should check other homie.
Other homie.
Good call. Good call.
The nude one? He's probably got one too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
My
Yeah, they each have one.
Hey.
You know, the other one you have to kind of like cut open a little bit. But yeah, as you're also doing that, like you don't see any anatomy that you would ever recognize. There is a rough skeleton, but it seems to be made of that metal. Instead of organs, there's all sorts of weird. You see like bags of some sort and wire, and you know it has kind of human sinewy type stuff, but it seems to be made out of instead of looking like human muscle tissue, it's made of these white fibrous kind of like cables. So yeah, definitely not humans.
All right, guys. I feel like there's a vault door there. And then there's the other door that's barricaded from this side. The barricaded door that might have, maybe that's where they're hiding, captives. You know what I'm saying? Like they're barricaded from this side. But that vault door too, maybe we hit that first and see. Because
let's do a quick listen at both just to see if there's anything we can discern from behind, like heavy movement, etc., or whimpering of a child or something.
All right, everyone. All right, I will try to listen at the barricaded door.
Sure. You have a hear noise ability, right? Or is it?
I think that we have.
Oh no, we don't. We don't. Right? I'm getting D&D mixed up. Roll me a luck check.
Okay, I am currently down to a 9. I got a 4. I made it.
All right, at the barricaded door, you hear like kind of like a scuttering, clicking sound every once in a while, and it sounds like every once in a while you can hear rubble moving, like you can hear the clack of stones.
All right.
Tim, what barricaded is it? Because there's all different types of barricaded here. There's kind of to keep some in as a captive, or there's that kind of.
It looks kind of like protection against like the zombie apocalypse kind of barricade. Like they were just sticking stuff against the door to keep it closed.
Yeah, let's not go in.
So we struggled with these guys, and these guys are scared of the thing behind the barricade.
Right. That's
not a good start.
No.
And the front cave recently exhumed. Something. There's a change in the area. Perhaps the barricade is meant to contain what partially escapes. Maybe that's what we fought here.
Vault door barricaded. What do you think first?
And then again, there are two normal-ish steel doors.
Oh.
One here and then one down here.
So you have to think they've not barricaded those doors, so clearly the things can't come through
Should be fine.
that way, or the steel door's strong enough to hold them.
Ragu would like to go up to the barricaded door and just say, "Hello, is there any children in there?"
Oh my god! While he does this, I'm like frantically getting my wax things ready, just like
Brendan, there's no response, but Brendan, you hear like a pause and like that skittering kind of digging sound.
All right. I will. I'm like, whatever it is, it stopped moving. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess the other one.
Well, there's two normal steel doors too. I somehow missed that.
I can't see roll 20 if it wasn't loading for some reason, so I'm just relying on y'all but I got a visual in my head. So let's listen to all of them real quick if that's not untenable. Just to get a sense of what's behind them, or choose one and go. Drive it like you stole it, etc. It's 55 minutes left or whatever.
Yeah. You want to try? I'll try listening to the first steel door, the one on the right there.
Hmm?
Okay.
Hold on. This one. All right, I guess it's here actually.
Go ahead and make me a luck check.
I'm gonna fail that.
Yeah, you hear every once in a while you hear kind of like a thumpy type sound, but you're not sure what it is.
I don't know. There's something back there. No idea.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to give the vault door a listen.
All right, Sam, you can make me a luck check.
Check. No, I've heard I got 20. I've got a luck of 11.
Yeah,
so.
it's really, really thick. But what you do notice as you're standing at the vault door is there seems to be a passageway behind. It looks like something dug through the wall behind one of those wagon type vehicles.
Oh yeah, let's poke our head in those really briefly. The wagons, and just see what's in them from the ground level without jumping into them and touching everything and licking everything.
So inside, as you look into the back, there are
because these are relatively large, like caravan wagons, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You think the air in here must have been pretty dry in here. There are skeletons, mostly fully skeletized. There's not really anyone that have flesh remaining. Clothing for the most part has disintegrated, so they're like bones and stuff like that. But there are more of those things that you just fought, same face, but they're standing inert against the wall.
Are their chests exposed? Or are they like skin or clothes or?
You know what? I'm gonna say that there is an exposure in their back, but they seem to be attached to something that's attached to this wagon. There's like a tube going into them. Roughly in the same spot where you found the gem.
Yeah.
So they're not being charged then.
Yeah, so I know the similarity between the gem and the place where the location is, and what Dan has suggested, and conjecture that perhaps this is a motive force for them. Arcane, obviously, in origin, but be aware of it. Perhaps look for opportunities. Danthrax, is there any chance that Justicia may lend you some guidance in terms of direction towards our hostages we are trying to find?
In terms of things I can do to give us some direction, I don't think I have anything in ways of spells.
Okay.
Darkness, detect magic, protection from evil, just go neat one, divine symbol. neutralize poison, disease, restore vitality. No, it's pretty much nothing.
Okay.
Now, Danthrax, I will tell you, the other guys checked out the other doors, and they just seem to be like heavy steel doors. The one that you checked in the vault, there were, and I'm going to share it with you guys in roll 20. Maybe I'll be able to pull it up for me in Zoom, so that way.
Oh.
But there's this. It looks to be like there are these runes, and they're on these like segments. There are otherwise there are no there's no handle or any kind of even like a hat, there's no like hatch wheel or anything like that. It's just
I sidle up to Dan to Danthrax and say, "We could," and I wink at him. We've done this joke before. Him and I many times. Knock. I have knock the spell.
Oh, nice.
If you wish to open this, yeah. So I seeming as it's a very interesting door, would you guys like me to attempt to open it?
Yes, please do.
I heard something from 20 and I didn't catch it. What was that? Was it a cautionary statement?
Actually, I was just going to see if I could read them first. Read those runes.
Shoot. Yeah.
Can I take a chance at reading those?
Yeah, roll it for me.
All right.
Yeah, it's like, this is the door that contains the great evil that should never be released.
This is like no language you've seen before.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. No idea.
Do I recognize any kind of arcane symbology in the writing?
So I will tell you this: without what you know without a roll is, as you're looking at it, it seems to be similar to the alphabet of like the high magic of the old ones.
Mm-hmm.
So you've seen it kind of in like more kind of ancient like scripts, right? Without a roll, that's what you get. If you want to try, I would give you like, if you want to do like a kind of a wheelhouse roll to see if you can maybe make out.
Yeah, no, I want to interrogate any. I mean, assuming I have any magical familiarity with where the runes, what forces they may channel, just attempt to discern. Like, is there a great energy of destruction, or is there some kind
of roll like we were doing a spell check?
Yep. I got 22. 18
wow,
plus 4.
Awesome. So what you can make out about them is kind of you don't know exactly what it says, but you can kind of infer the like the message behind each one.
Mm-hmm.
So if we start at the one that's kind of like at the 1 o'clock position, the 12 to 1, right, and then we'll go clockwise. So that first one is in some sort of labor, or it means like usefulness. But it has like a laboriousness, usefulness. The second one down from there has kind of a transportation move kind of meaning. The third one you think means like death or warfare.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth one is like portal or journey. The fifth one is like a destruction rune. That sixth one you're not entirely sure of. You don't know what that one means. The seventh one means strength. And the eighth one you think means like life or come to life.
Okay. Oh, come to life. Ooh, interesting. I turn and look at the caravan behind us. But I'll certainly pass this on to my compatriots here. I have no particular insight as to what the intent of this is, but the each of these runes has an associated meaning. Tim, do they appear like from the art behind? I don't know if these are something that one could depress, and I don't want to touch it and try, but I'm curious if these are
looking at it, it looks
like large buttons.
Yeah, they do look like buttons.
Okay, cool. And I think that these are buttons.
Well, I mean, the journey button, the one that means journey or portal, to me, that seems like the most obvious choice for a guess at trying to press one.
At least scary.
Through. Yeah.
Those other ones seem like they could really.
Right? No me gusta. What do you think?
There's also life and transportation, but no, I'm on board. I mean, I smell the winds of fate and adventure here. So, you want to press it then?
Sure. That's what you brought me for. All right, Tim, I'm going to go over and press the one that means portal or journey.
Okay, you go over and you press, and it presses maybe like a quarter of an inch. And then it kind of pops back out like there's a spring behind it or something, and then nothing happens.
All right.
Try the life one as another safe fish, maybe one, and see if there's any kind of click set type of
all right.
order.
Yeah. You know what? I will try that life one, see if anything happens.
All right, so you press the life rune, and when you do so, all of the runes on the panel glow.
I did a thing.
You did.
I don't know what that thing is, but you did it.
Good kill as well.
Yeah. Let's see. Is it a good thing? We'll see. Okay, so it all glows. Does it seem to be able to open then? Like I'll try to like open it at that point, like kind of like
Nothing else happens but the panel glowing.
I'll hit the journey one, Twain.
Yeah.
All right, so you hit the portal one again, and you hear a hiss of air, and this thing recesses into the wall.
how did you do that? Nicely done, Ragu.
Exposing a hall.
Ooh, giant scorpions!
And what looks to be another room beyond.
All right. Let's head that way. I say we go there that way with the quickness.
Yep, agreed.
I'm getting very ready.
All right.
Weapons.
Heading into that room, it is again illuminated with that red kind of glow, where there's like that flameless torch up in the corner of the wall. The two main features of this room that catch your eye are there are several what look to be, you've seen like an armory before, and there looks to be like one, but you've never seen weapons like this. You see cages against the back third on the east, north, and west walls.
Mm-hmm.
But in between you and there is a crack in the floor. It doesn't go through the whole room, but there is like a hole, and there is like a bubbling green liquid that's kind of like coming up from it.
Ew.
I'm just gonna walk right to the back of the group.
All right. And there's no one in those cages. They're all empty.
No, the cages look like they have some. They look like they have some objects in them.
All right. I'm gonna head that way and check it out.
Okay. Brendan, as you head that way, you can make your way. Two things. Number one, Donald.
Yeah.
You think the floor is structurally sound enough, but you do think that there is a risk of the rest of the floor caving in if you're not careful.
I'm just saying, be careful.
All right.
You always are.
I will proceed cautiously,
Okay.
keeping my eye on the ground in case something's gonna happen.
So you're going down one side of if you go down one side of this kind of chap, the green stuff, I'll go down the other side. So that if the floor collapses, we don't all be on the two sides.
Yeah, no, someone can save the other one. Yeah, I'll do exactly that. I'll go to one side, let's say the right side, and then Dan Thrax will do the other side.
Floor falls in on itself like that and tips us all into the.
Yeah, into the green goo.
All right, Brendan, roll me a D8.
Alrighty. Here we go. How about a 5? I was excited about that.
So this green ooze stuff, as you get close to it, it starts to like move. It starts to change in its viscosity, where it seems to get thinner and move faster. Almost, but it moves almost like a whirlpool, but it's not sinking. And then it stops, and then it goes the other way. And then it, like almost like things are dropping into it. It starts to like do like the little ploops, you know. It also changes in opacity. It goes between like a translucent green to then opaque.
All right, but it doesn't it doesn't like really come after me though.
No.
All right.
It's in the crack then, does it?
Yeah. All right. Well, then I'll kind of keep half an eye on it, but I will still make my way over to those cages. Like I'll take a couple of steps and watch. Does it lunge at me or something like that, or
Nope.
shoot a blast at me? Then I will go all the way over there to those cages and see if what's inside there.
Cool. All right. And Danthrax, same thing happens with you. Roll a D8 for me.
Yeah, certainly. Mm, that's a 5 as well.
Oh, all right, cool. This one, as you get up close to it, a column almost, I don't want to say erupt because that seems violent, but there's like a column rises up from the green ooze, made of the green ooze, right? So it kind of like coalesces into like this column shape, and on all around the column are your faces, looking back at you.
Like our faces, right?
Yeah.
Yes, this is what I was anticipating. Something gross. All right. I have to go walk over there and join Danthrax. This is too fascinating. Obviously, maybe it's bad, but we'll find out. Sorry.
I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna grab something from my pocket and chuck it in, like drop it in the thing, because I kind of want to see if it's acid.
Oh, sure.
I'm gonna chuck like a coin in or something.
All right.
Okay. You chuck a coin in, and it's almost like throwing it into like a slime. So it has surface tension, and it kind of stops, and you see it sinks in, and then it shoots back out at you and hits you in the chest.
Whoa.
When you look down at it, you can see that there's something etched on the coin.
I'm just gonna like slowly pick out like it's like boiling hot. Like, can I read it?
Yes. In common, it is written "Drink me."
Ragu is ready.
This is some
Really?
meta stuff where you're like, are you playing the players or are you playing with the characters right now? Oh, we're drinking it. We drinking it.
All right, who's going for it?
Let me see that. I'll just reach my finger into the column and it's got to be interesting. But I'll pause for a second and let me grab something interesting to pull it out with. I thought I had something. I have a quill, so I'll use the quill to try to just extract through capillary action a little bit from the column from my own face and dab it on my tongue if possible.
Nice.
Jeez.
This is gross. I love it.
Sweet.
Okay, so you put a quill in, and you're gonna then.
Yeah, I'm trying to like use it to pick up a little bit of the liquid, and then I'm just gonna
Cool. All right.
blot some bio goo onto my tongue.
Okay, so do you have any damage left from last time?
No, I'm fully healed.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Make me a will save.
Okay. I got 8. Can I burn 2 luck to make it a 10?
You can.
All right, I'll do that.
Tell me what your do you have what are your combined intelligence and personality modifiers?
Combined intelligence personality are a 1. I have a 12 and 15, so it's just a 1.
Okay. So you see as Zusha like puts this thing in his mouth, his eyes begin to glow like a green. Please make me a D8 roll. You're gonna roll D8 and you're gonna roll it twice.
Okay. Add or separate numbers?
Separate numbers.
6 and 5 in that order.
Nice.
Anthony, yeah, are you
Nice
pleased?
when the DM says nice.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so you have this strange consciousness that is now, kind of residing with you, right?
Mhm.
And you are aware that you are now have a couple of different things that you can do that you were not able to do before. You are able to. It's like a few times a day you think that you are able to warp metal with touch.
Ooh.
And then you could also think that you can project yourself into someone who opposes you, into their mind, and almost make them see you in an area that you're not. So they misjudge where you are.
So I'm Luke Skywalker. I can do a force projection. Is that what's going on here?
So you see that happen. Yeah, you guys notice your friend's eyes go green.
Yeah,
Are
I will
you
describe to
good?
them. I think so.
All of a sudden,
I admit a sense of other that has invaded my person, but I believe I can control it. This goo seems to be some type of sentient life force, perhaps a multitude of lives. It clearly spoke to young Donald, or maybe you're not young in your character, but sorry.
He's probably the
Yeah.
oldest of all of us. Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He's a
yeah,
dwarf,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
True, yeah. So no, I'll describe to them. It seems to have modified my my personage. Truly, I took on this risk of being familiar with arcane dangers. So I'm not sure I'd suggest it, but it seems to have granted me some additional abilities. Can I reach out? Can I hold my dagger up in the air and test the warp metal really quickly, just to demonstrate the functionality?
Yes.
Cool. I'm
And
just going to make a 90-degree turn in it.
yeah, and you see almost like it's made of some sort of pliable material. He's able to just bend his dagger.
Interesting. And I'll throw it to Twain.
Yeah.
to
Who
prove it's
needs
not
to pick
rubber.
locks?
Yeah.
When...
Prophecy is true. The greatest wizard of all time. Man, that's amazing.
Anyone in those cages, friend?
Yeah.
There are 4 separate cages.
Mhm.
Each one has that same rune. So I would say they're more like metal doorway, right? Like it looks like a cabinet more than a cage. You can't really see inside of them, but they're shut, and they each have that rune panel on the exterior.
Okay.
And it was
Light, then portal.
porthole. Yeah. All right. But we can't see anything. There's nothing. We can't see anyone inside them, though. The
You
cages?
can't see anything inside, no.
All right, let's try it.
Just
Light
because
then
of the door, and not because there's nothing in them, because they're actual solid doors.
Gotcha. I'm gonna try it again. Hit the life button and then the portal button.
All right. Life button, it comes on, and the portal button, the doors pop open.
Bang.
Roll me a d12.
Alrighty.
That wasn't part of the last door.
We might be in trouble here, boys.
Do you have a luck bonus or a penalty?
I do not.
All
Now
right.
this is really bad. I got a 5.
All right, there is inside this cabinet. There are several of those green crystals.
Oh yeah. Let's take all of those. Cha-ching. These are the ones that were inside the bodies of those things that we fought in the first room.
The
Yes,
shelter.
very similar. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I
There
will,
are 5 of them.
5 crystals. Put in the. Okay. Let's each take one.
Yeah, hold Twain. Let us compare them. I'll produce the 2 that we've extracted so far, and I want to just literally just put one in each hand and see if they feel different, as if one has more force or energy in it than another.
2 of them look to be very, very dull. The ones that you got out in the other room have more like a bright enough shine, but they're not glowing, forcefully. They're not dim like 2 of these are. 2 of them that you pull out of there are very, very bright, much brighter than even the ones that you got in the other room. And then there's one of them that's kind of like the same luminosity as the other 2 you got.
Okay.
There are still 3 more of these.
yeah. 3 more.
3 more closets.
All right. Same thing. Go to the next one and do the same move.
All right. Who wants to roll a d12 for me?
Will I roll one, Brendan?
Go for it.
That's an 8.
Okay, there's this strange helmet inside this one.
Does it look like it would fit me?
You too.
You see that it looks like something that would, instead of like a helmet that would cover your nose and all the way down the side, it looks just kind of like a metal skull cap.
Oh,
Wonder if it'll
I'm
kill you.
wary. Yeah, we'll probably want to put. I'm going to take my helmet off and I'm going to pick it out and put it on my head.
Cool.
You gonna put it on your head? You put it on your head?
Yeah, I'm going to regret that, but I will do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Fuji, how do you think you die?
So
Yeah.
as Danthrax puts his skull cap on his head, you start to hear almost like a drill sound, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
and you
that's
feel something moving into your skull. And on the top, these two what were flat pieces on the top pop off and come down, and they go into your ears.
Oh.
Oh, that dude is here. It's right deep in my ear.
Ooh.
At this point, though, you're not sure what it does.
Well, but it's forced my earplugs right into my ear canal, has it?
Yeah. It's not like it's not protruding to what, but it's almost like having like a headset or some
Right.
sort of like earbuds like that come down and into your ears.
That's good. I'm cool with that. Yeah.
One of the friends.
Here for a good time, not a long time.
All right. Well, there's a third one as well. I feel like we have to look in this one now because who knows?
All right, same thing. Third one. Sam,
Yep.
why don't you roll me a d12?
Yeah.
Get him, Sam.
I'm roll D12.
Oh, that's not a D12. It's
That's an 8.
yeah, it's not. 9, is that right? Or is it? Yeah, 9.
All right. Okay, you see what looks to be a silver gauntlet, and it has the same set of runes that the doors have.
Just for fun, I'm just gonna put it on.
Okay, you put it on. It fits. Actually, you feel it almost like as a secondary effect as you put it on. It almost makes a seal against your forearm. There appears to be some sort of strange tube on the top of your hand, where on the dorsal part of your hand, but you're not entirely sure what it does at this point. But there is on the kind of the wrist area, there are the same runes that are on the doorway.
One of them was destruction, right? Like
One of
war
them was,
destruction?
I wrote a few down. Donald, perhaps trying the life rune may activate your glove, and then you may test out.
What? Sorry.
Strength is a button.
Oh yeah.
Arms like hams.
Koji.
Yeah. That's a lot.
All right, so you're gonna try the same runes?
Yeah.
So you do the life one, and then just like the other door, all the runes shine. So which one do you do next?
The strength.
Um,
Don't want to do death. I don't think that's good.
you hit the strength one, and it blinks, and there's like a little bit of like a short sounding type thing going on. But other than that, nothing happens.
Not killed me. We're okay.
Yeah.
We're okay.
Try to do some curls. Like get like something real heavy and get a couple of reps in.
Crush a can.
Yeah, there you go. Groovy.
But no signs of children in the room, right? So I think it seems like they're. Yeah,
that's why we're here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's head back out. And,
Who are you? Why are you?
There's still one more. Still one
Whoa,
more
whoa,
chest.
whoa, whoa. Zusha, why don't you?
Me? Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna press the runes. I'm gonna use my new power of bending metal to just open the door and like a tin can and have it just peel itself free.
All right, you do that.
Nice.
And inside, roll me a d12.
Well, okay. You were organized, no, you're not. I got the 4.
Roll one more time for me.
Okay.
You're
I got 4.
So I really want you to have it. So there are an additional 2 of those green stones.
Okay, cool. I will clearly they're intended for me, Zusha, the wizard who doesn't tell anyone he's wizard. I will put them in my pocket.
So Donald V, that glove is still, the runes are still lit, but nothing really happened besides when you hit that one rune, it started to kind of like spark and almost like short a little bit, but then the runes are still glowing, but nothing else happened.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look at it. I just see how strong it is and just punch the nearest wall a bit.
It protects your hand, but you don't feel any stronger.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
You said a dorsal fin rose from the gauntlet?
No, there's like a weird tube-shaped thing on the
So
top
that's
of it.
okay. Does that tube-shaped thing match the like crystals that we've pulled out, as if one could insert one in?
No, I mean you could insert one in, but it looks like it's not meant for that.
Got it. Okay, understood. Yes. So I wave them at him and gesture what I was thinking. And
All right. Well, keeping those crystals, I say we head back out and then go and try one of the other doors.
You did a job, didn't you?
I'm feeling hugely hard done by with the brain probe and none of the special powers that everybody got.
Can everyone? I'm going to go say goodbye to my face. I don't know if anyone else wants to be polite.
All right, so as you do that, the green ooze retreats and recedes. You can see it leaves behind that hole in the floor. It appears to go down a good distance. Maybe it looks to be like some sort of natural cavern below, and there is a slight also green glow down there.
Okay, interesting. Listen at the hole for any sounds. I mean, I'm particularly listening for the echoing sound of children sobbing or something to that effect.
No, the only sound you hear are the sounds of what you think are rocks falling, and everyone. And as you hear that, you actually feel a slight tremor.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, everyone, something's down here, and you heard what you did. Contemporaneous with the departure of the liquid.
Slightly, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you guys observe the same things, but I point out the sudden alternate exit from the room.
All right, let's try it.
Yeah.
You want to go down into the hole? Is that what you said, or you want to go into the other?
I was keen to go down the hole, but I'm not. I'm happy to go with the majority.
Yeah, what were you guys saying? I wasn't sure.
Let's go. Let's try the hole. Let's see what it does.
I've got 50 feet of rope. I mean,
Straight over here.
Yeah, I'll go down.
Okay, so 50 feet is going to get you halfway there.
We don't have any more room.
Okay, that's problem.
You've
What
got
about?
50 feet of rope. So we should have tied the two ropes together before we put them down. Yeah.
I'll come back up. We can start again.
All right. So as you just said, you can tie both ropes and go down. All right.
Yeah.
Who's going first? All right.
I feel like it's my job as
oh, all right. Makes
as
sense.
lucky eye. So
Cool.
I will go down first, and I will go down about. I'll try to be quiet, and I'll sort of let myself sort of like hang down there and see what I see.
All right. So what you see is a rocky caravan with lots of stalactites and stalagmites. You see what looks to be where that green glow is coming from is maybe a cantaloupe-sized rock with a bunch of those shards sticking out of it. And that is, right? And then you see the wall next to it move. And then you realize the wall next to it is not a wall, but a gigantic worm. As a segmented body. And when its segmented body rubs against the wall, the cavern shakes again. The other thing you notice, not far from where this worm's body is, there is a rocky outcropping. It has what looks to be maybe like some sort of steel chest or box of some sort that is resting on this rock, and it has wires, or you see what looks to be ropes of some sort that go down to this green crystal, but the ropes have been pulled out, and they're almost like they've been disconnected. And from that chest, there are two more ropes that go up through the rock and seem to go up.
All right, now this worm, is this worm threatening me right now, or is it just?
Right now, it does not seem to know that you are there. It is just probably 30-foot long, 10-foot wide.
All right, I have an idea. I am going to try to quietly go over there and reconnect those ropes to the chest.
Okay. Make me your move silently check, please.
All righty. I got a 10.
Okay.
It's an Alaskan bullworm.
Okay, so you move over. You're not overly noisy, but you definitely, this thing notices you.
I was trying to Tom Cruise over there. Hello.
Yeah, right.
So Wayne is like kind of swung off onto the rope and is now on this rocky outcropping. The rest of you guys are at various stages hanging on this rope. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to go down the rope. Yeah.
Any respectable. Oh, we're
We're all on it. We're all on the rope.
Oh God.
So if you so you can either be still on the top or at some point, right, on the rope itself. So you see him get off, and those of you that are like maybe like on the rope above him or really watching can see this segmented body move.
The only question I have real quick that would inform a decision is, do I sense any of this other alien presence coming from somewhere in the room or the worm itself? That is part of my mind. I'm curious if there's anything that is that I got from the goo. You know?
No connection like that so much.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
You think that these green stones and that goo are somehow related, but you're not entirely sure.
Certainly, yeah.
I'm just going to get down as quickly as Danthrak's going to get down as quickly as possible
Right.
to Wayne.
You never zoom down.
Yeah, you guys, before we roll initiative, you all pretty much have an action that you can.
Yeah,
All right.
no, I think just join our friends. We've tripped the thing.
Yep.
Okay. So you all jump down onto the outcropping, which is like above, right? So like there's below you, I can't even see my camera, but below you is that little green crystal, right? And the worm is kind of like chilling out by it. Seems to be basking in its like red, its green glow. From where that green crystal is, there are these two ropey like metal wire type things that come up to the box that is on the outcropping with you, but they're disconnected. And there are two more ropes that go up into the ceiling. And now this segmented worm rises its head up, and much like a sandworm does, its segmented mouth opens in 4 different directions, and you can see its kind of grindy teeth inside of its face. So let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Let's see who is the Kwisatz Haderach.
His name is a killing word.
His name is a killing word. Ragu, is that how that goes?
Ragu.
Thank you.
Okay, this thing is going to be going on. It doesn't have a great initiative, so I'm going on 6.
I'm on 7. Actually.
7. All
I
right.
got 8.
I'm on 9.
3.
7, and you got 3.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
17.
17, Brendan.
What do you mean?
You were 9, Anthony.
Correct.
Ragu. And 8 was Danthrax.
I was 9 as well. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I was 8.
Oh, you were 8? All right, Twain, you are up first. So yeah, this thing kind of rises up, and you see its gigantic head.
Okay. I have a bag of choking powder. I'm going to open the whole thing up and throw it in its face.
Nice.
Yes, I've been waiting.
All right, you do that. Let's see what this thing gets for its save. Where is it? There it is. Does it have a DC written down on the sheet for you or no?
It does not.
Okay. Well, it's not.
But
gonna...
if you'd like, I'll write one though. If you like, here's what I'm thinking: 61. Just off the top of my head, just picking a random number. That seems like a number.
All right. So for you see, if a worm could sneeze and choke, it is doing it. Roll me a d4.
You got it. It's going to be a 4.
Okay, so for 4 rounds, this thing's going to be at -1d, for its actions.
All right. Cross the finger. That'll help us out. All right, guys. I loosened the jar. Get in there.
All right. Now we're going to Danthrax's turn.
Okay, this seems like a time for divine symbol. So I'm going to fail miserably. I'm going to get a 12, so that's failure. So I take a point of disapproval.
So you're at, just for you're at 2 now. Ragu.
So the worm is level with us. Its face.
Its face is level with you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can I hit it from here? Or like,
yeah.
All right. Okay. Oh, then I'll swing on it. I'm gonna try. I want to dislocate one of its segmented jaws. I just want to be like, dong,
nice.
knock it the wrong way.
There you go.
Hey, it's a 17.
17. That's gonna hit. What was your deed?
It's a 2. It fails.
All right. So you hit it, and you're just gonna do damage.
Wing, 4 damage.
Nice. So you whack this thing in the face. It doesn't seem to appreciate it, but you don't knock its mandible loose at all. Donald, you are up.
Well, does this thing have any eyes?
It does not appear to that you can discern.
So yeah, I'm just gonna roll at one of its jaws, one of its mouths.
Okay.
Stab, like try wound it, like slow it down.
Sure.
That actually hit. 22.
Nice.
Nice. And what was your deed?
5.
5?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, then I need to roll damage. What's damage? I've not actually rolled damage so far.
Oh.
D8. Where's the D8 there? I got 6 damage.
6, cool. But your deed went off, and you can still shield bash it. So with your deed, though, you're going to prevent it from being able to bite this round. It still has other attacks, but it's not going to be able to use its bite attack.
Then I'll use my shield bash right on its head.
There you go.
And I got, what's that? Just see if I can roll.
7, but yeah,
14.
it was on the edge. Yeah, it was on its edge.
So I got 19 damage altogether.
No, 19 to hit.
19 to hit.
Oh, that
sorry.
hits. That hits. So your shield bash is a D3 plus that deed, which was the 5.
4. No, 6.
6. Nice.
Sorry, 6.
Okay, you wallop this thing.
Nice.
And you see like one of its mouth, like it's kind of like hanging off.
Right.
It is my turn. This thing is going to return the favor, but it's choking and wounded, so it's getting a D16 to hit. Nope, there, nope. I know I have a D16. I could just do a control die, I guess. Oh, here it is. So what it has this little strange little paddle-looking thing, and like on a tendril pseudopod type thing. And Donald, it swings at you, and it gets a total of 17.
That just hits. That's my armor class.
Luckily, it's not as big attack. It does 4 points of damage.
Okay, I'm on 7 health, which isn't the best, but I'm alive. I think.
And then second attack misses. Third attack goes for Ragu, but I don't think an 11 is going to do right. That's all of its attacks, so it can't bite. So it starts waving these like tendrils around and smacking it, and one of them catches Donald pretty well, but then it goes to try and bite, but its jaw kind of hangs and it can't. So, good job. And Zushia, it is your turn.
Okay, I don't have a lot I can really do to this thing and to manifest a ton of physical damage, so I'm going to try to send it to sleep, but I'm going to power this up a little bit, so I'm just trying to find the spell real quick.
There you go.
I'm powered up with some spell burn, so I think what you're seeing is my, I'm going to burn, let's see.
So I'm going to tell you right now, as you start to burn, right, as you start to cast, these crystals that you're holding feel like they want to almost act like batteries for your spell.
Got it. Yep. Okay. Well, I've got 2 already on my person. I don't have time to grab others, but I note this with avaricious greed. I'm still going to burn, I want to send this thing to sleep. I'm still going to burn let's say.
Well, roll me a d10.
Okay. I got 1.
All right, so one of your crystals is only going to give you a point of spell burn, and it powers out.
Okay.
But you have a second one. You can roll that one too. Roll it if you want to use that one as well. Roll a d10.
Yes, I do. Why would I not? That one. I was gonna say, but it's a 2, obviously.
All right, so 2.
Yeah.
All right, so you have a +3 to your spell check. Both of those crystals turn to ash, though.
Okay, fair enough. I'm still going. I was already going to play on this, so I'm going to drop an additional. Let's see, 6 personality. So my face is just probably like getting all disgustingly gaunt. And,
so you can't drop personality for spell burn.
Oh no. Okay.
But I will, because I do this. You can take corruption, and like greater corruption essentially gives you up to a +6.
Tim, you are speaking what I want right now. There is 15 minutes left to play, and I am embracing Adidahaka's great will upon my flesh. So you said I can take greater corruption and get a +6. Is that
yes.
for you? Is that what I heard? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes is my answer to that. So what do you want to do? The corruption first or the spell check first?
Let's roll the corruption, because that's fun.
It is fun. Let me find it real quick, or if you're quicker than I.
I'm at the table right now. So yeah, roll a d10.
D10 corruption. Maybe I'm grabbing my horn. 4.
And you have
I do
modifier?
not have luck modifier. No.
Okay, your limbs are replaced by suckered tentacles.
Ah! Look upon me.
So it starts off with just 1. So roll a d4. 1, 2 will be your arms. 3, 4. 4. So your left leg turns into a suckered tentacle.
Okay.
Nice.
I wish I could say I was upset. But
you get the +6 from the corruption.
okay, and then +3 from the crystals. Yep. So I got a I got a 9 + 5 is 14. That's not so hot. It'll put him to a natural sleep. I was shooting for supernatural, but I'll rest there as is. So the counter action is a chef's kiss. The specified counter action to wake it up. Excuse me. But otherwise, he's asleep for 1d6 turns, and I get to roll that twice because of my mercurial magic. I get to take the higher of the 2, so 5 turns, so 2.5 hours.
Nice. And he gets the roll save is not high enough. He rolls an 11.
Okay.
So you see this thing kind of like with one of its loose jaws and everything else, it kind of sways back and forth and then hits the ground. Dust, kind of comes up, and it just looks dead. It's not snoring or anything. It's just like this limp worm at this point.
I just want to continue just like gesturing arcane energy at it while trying to make everyone look at the worm as I rapidly kind of like move my shirt over to cover my ow. So anyway.
Nice. All right, so this thing is at this point unconscious. Yeah, and you're not really sure what that box does, but you can tell those ropes are supposed to go into the holes in the box, but you're not entirely sure what it does.
Yes.
I'm gonna try it.
Everyone, give me your crystals.
Yeah, I'll give all my crystals to Zusha, and then I will try to plug all those wires back into that box. So,
all right, you do so, and when you get the wires back into the box, the wires on the other side, there seems to be there's like a blinking light all of a sudden. You're not sure. It looks like a little fairy or something, or like a lightning bug, with the base of the wire is starting to like shimmer.
Huh.
Do I feel anything in my head when this is going on, no? With the helm on, no?
No, it's not. Actually,
I
will say it is technically. I'll say it is a kind of a language. So that thing allows you to like understand languages.
Nice.
You're kind of looking at like a binary type. So what you understand is this thing is now operational. Like whatever's happening, it's powered up and talking.
Ready.
Say tutorial. That's probably a bit much.
Now, Tim, is this actually a box, as in we perceive it as something that has a lid with it wants to be opened, or is this a box as in it's a boxy object with
Yeah, it's like a boxy object. I mean, you could open
Okay.
it, but it would like you see like little screws and stuff on it. You know, like it's like it doesn't have an obvious hinge or things like that nature.
Okay, got it. Interesting. Yeah.
So down here as well, there looks to be, from where you went down in the cavern, there seems to be a shaft of some sort. Actually, 3 shafts that go. They have man-made quality, almost like chimneys, and they go up the cavern wall into the ceiling. 2 of them are covered. They have like almost like a hatch or something at the top of them. One of them is open, and there looks to be some sort of like, I'll just tell you, it was like an elevator or some sort of like box. You know, like it just crashed down to the bottom and destroyed, but the shaft is there and open at the top. Or you can try and make your way back up the way you came.
What do you think?
Something shiny on the top of Devil's Rock. I'll remind everyone of that. Yeah. Boxes or shafts that lead upwards are tempting.
Let's try it. Let's see if this maybe we get an end run. We could get up there to the top here and solve it. So
That's all I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right.
Did-
We're close to the end, you guys. As you climb up, the first thing that happens is you come to a floor, right? Like you climb your way up the shaft, and there's an open doorway, and they don't notice you because where you're coming up the shaft, but it's filled with these human-sized ants. You see one of them has wings, and it looks to be the other side of the door that was barricaded. You can see they're trying to tunnel through the walls on this side. But coming up the shaft, they don't seem to notice you. You climb for, it's maybe like an hour's climb, you know, and you get to, you can tell it's a doorway, right? It looks like the backside of an elevator, and you're able to pry it open, and the late afternoon sky shines in, and you can see some strange pedestal with what looks to be a shield on it, in a spiky kind of protrusion inside the center of the kind of convex or concave, whatever area of the shield. For us, it would look like a satellite dish, but for you guys, you're not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But it appears to be moving. It seems to be kind of like it is active at this point, and it has 2 ropey like protrusions that are coming up through the rock and that are, you know, inserted into its back.
Yes. Perhaps connected to Twain's mystery chest.
But still no children at this point.
Yeah, interesting. Is it point? You said it's moving. Is it oriented? I don't want to be too leading here. Is it oriented in a direction?
It seems to be. Well, it seems to be searching for one. Like it's moving and then up, and it's like it's just moving in all directions at this point.
Yeah. I would study this for days. I'm certain if we had the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because you guys we're ending, and you're so close to finishing it, without, you know, it wouldn't be worth doing a second session of. So if you go back down and you go into the other 2 doorways, what you find are what look to be like 7 sarcophagus-looking things. They're the 3 children that are in them. Let me get where I can reveal. There we go.
Alive or dead?
They look to be alive, but in bad shape. There are 2 empty sarcophagi, and then there is 2 with skeletons in them. One looks to be a child skeleton. One looks to be a human skeleton. An adult skeleton, and there's an adult skeleton on the floor. Each of the skeletons and each of the children have this kind of silverish crown on their head. There
Similar
are
to our friends, similar to Dan friends.
No, this one has like it's more like a circlet with almost ruby-looking things in them, and they have cords going into the sarcophagus.
All right, well, I say we just make a break for it. Take those things off their heads, grab the kids, and get the heck out of here. Bring them back to town.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So on each of the sarcophagi, there are those panels again. There's those runes.
Oh well, we know how to do it now. You hit life and then portal. to open them. So that's how we shall release the children.
Okay, so you hit those two, and there is a hiss, and the sarcophagus opens, and it has this weird, like it's a see-through top, right? But the lights on the bands are still going, and the kids still seem to be like in a deep sleep.
We probably have to hit a different thing on the pattern to turn it off. What is it? What are all the symbols?
Yeah, so they have labor, useful. That's one. Transportation, move, the best of my wizardly ability. Death, warfare. Portal, journey. There's one that's just destruction. There's one that's strength, life, and then there was a mystery one that we did not know. Alternatively, I do have knock. We could attempt that as well. But
well, we were able to open them, right?
Yes, they're open.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the lights are still moving.
Let's hit the mystery one. Maybe that's the disconnect button.
Yep.
I'm gonna try it.
Bluetooth pairing.
You hit the disconnect one, or you hit the mystery one, and you see that there's a quick flash of the lights. They speed up, and then they kind of go dim, and the children's eyes open.
Go mystery button. All right, let's grab them and skedaddle.
Yeah.
Nice.
Attention to the leg behind the cursor.
Yeah, we'll come back later. I mean, hey, I saw a bunch of ants and they're up to no good. We'll come back once the kids are safe, and we'll rest them.
I mean, I think as a party, we can mutter to ourselves about maybe not telling everyone about all the riches here. Maybe we could.
We found them on a rock.
Yeah,
Very well done. Well done.
Well, awesome. Cool.
I'm glad you guys got to play with us today. Brendan, I'm glad you got to play. I hope you guys had fun.
Great time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Tim. That's a blast.
Yeah, as always.
So I told Brendan that was a Numenera game I ran when
Numenera,
cool. When
Numenera.
When it first came out, I wanted to do because it's got that Vancian science fantasy type stuff.
Yeah.
And when Brendan and I were talking, I'm like, dude, I ran this Numenera game. I could probably modify it and make it more DCC-ish, and so yeah, it seemed to be pretty good
That's fantastic.
For my first cut. You guys are the first crew I've tried to run that with, so
that was super fun.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're the ballerina and the globe that you guys want to play with. So it's kind of like it's either going to be like a trapped, like a witch that was trapped, or like a genie of some. But it was going to be. It's a natural person that's in there.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, 3 hours didn't mess with it. I feel like we're heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was not easy.
Yeah. I was looking for. Yeah, was she evading a small dragon? He was chasing her around a little box or something.
Ooh, Dying Earth style.
Mark, I couldn't hear you over everywhere else.
Origin of Mir.
So I think I immediately forgot about the artifact.
Yeah, once the game started going, and it didn't really play a part. It was just part of like something that you got in your last adventure. But I wanted to have a little bit of like flair and history from the last.
That was great. It was great.
Well, we're turning that in for points too. Here we go. Here you go, Your Majesty. We didn't mess with anything. See? Can we have a reward now?
So very nice, guys. Thank you so much. Brendan, do you want to lead us on our outgoing meditation?
So we have a tradition here on Thousand Worlds Game Therapy. Everyone, please physically do this with me. Take a deep breath. Exhale. In with the gaming. Out with the bull crap. In with the gaming. Out with the bull crap. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for one more time to 1000 Worlds. We'll see y'all next week when I can only promise you this. Kung Fu.
Oh, yeah. Bye, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.